Give me one moment. We'll get started in a second. I just gotta bullet up. An ad came up on my phone, in case you were wondering. Alright. Let's do it. Let's finish. Oh, The Legend of DOSMan. And yeah, so I'm gonna try my damnedest to finish these games tonight, and I think I'll be able to do it, but we'll see. Pretty sure we're almost done with this one. Let's hear dead trash. All right, let me do a tally of everything I got. Hammer, axe, nail guns, Colt, Sten, double barrel, AK, and everything else is currently ammo-less. All right, let's see what we got here. That's not what I wanted. Okay, that's not doing anything. Oh, we got some chants going on in the background. Oh. Dude, I was so fucking... I knew that motherfuckers were gonna be talking about Kanye West when I started the stream. I was like, God, I'm gonna have to wrangle people so fucking hard not to reference that. I knew it. That's crazy. Dude, it's been a crazy day, man. Pope's American. Kanye West is crashing out like nobody's business. Does not give a fuck anymore. It's wild, man. I know that Chud's Law says that nothing ever happens, but I feel like a couple of things have happened. Trump may or may not be breaking with Israel. I'm still waiting to see where that goes. I've got trepidations about that one. I'm holding judgment. I'm waiting to see what we can say about that before being exact. But man, if that happens... Trump actually tells Israel, I don't want you anymore. That'd be wild, bro. Anyway. How have y'all been doing today? Tonight, whatever. I don't even know. I had to play babysitter today, and it kind of was stupid. But it is what it is. Alright, where am I going? I feel like that's a question that I ask very frequently. AK has no stock, by the way. I don't need one. Okay, I think I'm going this way. Keyword being, I think. Oh yeah, I definitely am. I have a question. When are they going to announce the new Battlefield, by the way? Because I remember it got leaked like a million years ago. I figured they would have announced it already. But, I don't know. I guess not. I just shot a chair. What? Not gonna lie, I did listen to the song, though. Just can't tell. The air shifts from the stench of rot and decay to a sharp, sterile chemical tang. The sewers climb toward a hidden facility built in the towering walls that lock the city away. Barrels of glowing green sludge line the walls, feeding into machinery that hums with a sinister purpose. It's clear that this place is more than just a collection site. Something far worse is happening here, deep within the walls. This isn't a lab, it's a fortress. What the hell are they hiding in there? I don't know, I guess we're gonna find out. We're gonna kill a lot of people. I had to take a wild guess. Oh, that's not good. Damn, these things run out of ammo quick. Yeah, I'm gonna beat this tonight, Nodens. Probably. I'm gonna try anyway. Also, this environment switched from gritty urban industrial to... I have a lot of pistol ammo. I should probably use this. Anyway, we got a really jarring shift of environs. It's kind of wild. Because I don't get home until 12, no a digit? Because I work the night shift. I have no control over it. I stream earlier on weekends, normally. So, if you want to catch me earlier, weekends is probably your most reliable time. What the fuck is this? What in the world is this strange gun? I tried to get a collab with it. I couldn't. Whatever. Back to the Colt 45. Resident Evil? Yeah, I mean, I'll probably play Resident Evil eventually. I mean, this is basically Resident Evil, right? It's got, like, guns and... Yeah, it's basically Resident Evil, because it has guns, right? I don't stream on Twitch, because I just don't really like the format, and I feel like I already have an audience on YouTube that I don't have on Twitch. And also, Twitch is basically a glorified campsite now, anyway. So it's just like... I just don't see a point. Also, I feel like you can get away with more on YouTube. Like, Twitch freaks out if you, like, look at the webcam funny. Whereas, I just feel like YouTube gives you a little more leeway. I don't watch podcasts of the Lotus Eaters, but I've heard of it. I don't really know a whole lot about them. Are they any good? Yeah, that's a pretty badass little assault rifle. I like how it just turns people into goop. It's a goop gun. Shotgun does something similar, too. Need more games with vaporization technology. See, check this out. Base. Red pilled. Base gameplay. Hang on. Oh, yeah. That's what I do daily, by the way. When I'm on my commute to work. And, I'm catching every... Okay, can I bitch real quick? My favorite genre of person is people who go in the fast lane and drive the speed limit. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Or people who go in the fast lane and they drive under the speed limit. It's like, you are just existing to piss me off. And I don't appreciate it. Like, there's so many times where I'm almost late to work because I just end up behind some chuckle fuck who's like, my mission in life right now is to drive like an asshole. And I don't like it, man. I don't like it. And also when you catch like every red light, dude, makes me sad. Okay, where I didn't go through here, did I? Nope. Okay, great. I just wasted a lot of time backtracking to go through doors that I can't actually open. Feels good, man. Really appreciate it. British conservative podcast? I don't know. Conservative is like a mixed bag for me because it's like... I feel like a lot of conservatives aren't actually really interested in like conserving anything other than like the GDP. And they just like don't really... They're not innovative thinkers. They don't know how to actually try and conserve the culture that they're trying to defend. They're just, like, abiding by, like, an outdated political philosophy. I don't know, some conservatives are pretty cool, though. If they're creative conservatives, I like them. If they're not, I don't really care. No, I don't think I've ever seen anything by the Lotus Eaters. I don't really listen to podcasts at all. Okay, I have a fucking key. Now where do I go? I think podcasts are honestly... Oh, it's Sargon of Akkad. I haven't watched him in forever. I don't really know. I mean, he calls himself a classical liberal, so that kind of makes me lose interest in him, sort of like by default. But I don't know. I have a little bit of respect for him for, like, you know, he's this political YouTuber, but he actually, like, does real world stuff, so I kind of have respect for that, honestly. Yeah, conserving Israel. Generic name, exactly. That's my problem. Like, do you want to conserve America or do you want to conserve Israel? Like, and I feel like a lot of them don't really give the right answer. That's a weird question, but that's a good question, Noah. Did you have to read? I would say limited ammo with no reload. Because I think ammo conservation is a really important part of the genre. TBH, fam. Or these strange noises. Alright, I'm bored of using this gun even though I have 80 billion rounds with it. Let's use... I have 80 billion rounds. You know what? No, fuck it. Let's just use the AK. I want to have fun. I want to kill. Because I feel like infinite ammo, but you just reload would get kind of boring. Because I know that I would probably end up using mostly like the same guns anyway. God's caliber, it does. Another reason to hate Reagan. Reagan became president and we stopped issuing the 1911. I think I rest my case. Again, what did you conserve if you took the 1911 out? Conservative? Okay. Where's my 1911? I'm being shot. Damn, this is an effective gun. Yeah, I saw you posted that generic name. Honestly, I probably won't fuck with that. I don't know if I'm very interested in interacting with a neo-Nazi terrorist organization. Like, I know that's some people's thing. It's not really mine. To say the absolute least. Also, are they even, like, real, or are they just, like, a LARP? Because I feel like most neo-Nazis are just LARPers anyway. Especially in America, because Hitler, like, hated America. You know, that's a good point. Unlimited mandatory reload is actually pretty... I would say it's good for hero shooters. If it's like Quake or COD... I just dodged that motherfucker like nobody's business. If it's like COD or some Quake, I think it needs limited ammo. But yeah, if it's like a hero shooter like Overwatch or Marvel, yeah, I think unlimited is the best. I'm gonna have to try really hard. No, never mind. I'm not making that joke. That's a bad joke. That's a joke that'll get me in trouble. I'm not making it. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna be a good boy. I mean, boy. Also, I hope DOSMan Games isn't horrified of working with me now that he entered chat last stream and was exposed to the army of schizophrenics that consume my stuff. I wish I could look down the scope. Well, I mean, for stuff like Quake and what? For stuff like Quake and Halo, searching for ammo is part of it, so that's why I would keep it there. And then, for stuff like Call of Duty and whatever, it's just there for, like, balancing reasons, as much as Call of Duty can be said to have balance anyway. I am God. That was really satisfying. Yeah, I only use weapons that the Hague has banned. Anything else is pussy shit. I'm not interested. Alright, what we got here? Some bullshit. I'm gonna save again. Y'all hear about the new trailer for the new Mafia? I can't think of a worse timing for a trailer for a new Mafia game than right after the fucking GTA 6 trailer is out. I'm like, damn, who the fuck came up with that bright idea? I need to watch it, though. I like the Mafia games. I like them a lot, so I'm excited for it. I even like Mafia 3, in all honesty. I even like the Mafia 3. As fucking generic and repetitive as the gameplay was, I still liked it. So, because I like the story and I like the characters and I like the setting and the music was great. Like when you turn on the fucking that's not good. The main menu and Jimi Hendrix is playing, shit's badass. Shit's badass. Did you guys also hear what the budget was? The budget for GTA 6 is apparently like $2 billion, and I'm not joking. And if that's the case, that's absurd. Like, that's just ridiculous. But that's where we're at with the video game industry now. We spend $80 trillion to... I mean, that's where we are now. I feel like really vindicated that, like, every prediction I've been making for the past 10 years is finally coming true. And, like, the gaming industry is just kind of fucking collapsing, finally, this year. It's pretty great. I mean, it's not great because, like, people are losing their jobs and shit, and that sucks dick. But, like, I'm also, like, right. So, the petty part of me really likes that. But hey, us street preachers warned everybody, and we were like, the end is near! You're spending too much money on these video games! The end is near, y'all gonna die and burn in hell! No one listened. They said, damn, those crazy street preachers, we can't be listening to them. And they didn't. And now guess what? Everybody's going to hell. Sorry. Should've listened! Also, what kind of gun is this? He's like one-handing this sniper rifle thing. Oh, that's like really not good. I am not being smart about this. I should probably use something that requires a little bit more precision, like the pistol. Oh, those guys have my gas mask. That's pretty badass. I like that. Should I start doing streams in only the gas mask? Thoughts? I feel like vaporizing. Awesome. I'm gonna die. That's gonna be a bitch to deal with, I can already tell. Oh, they have crowbars too. Oh man, this is disastrous. I mean, you can breathe in a gas mask. That's like the point of it, right? least I could anyway. Son of a bitch. Alright, I think it's shotgun time. Your gas mask is more authentic. Man, fuck your gas mask. Your gas mask is not owned by me, so I don't care. What kind of gas mask do you have? Is that the AK sound from Counter-Strike, by the way? Sounds like the Counter-Strike AK. Also, Valve fucking sent a cease and desist to Counter-Strike Classic. Why is Valve being, like, really gay with mods now? Makes me sad. They used to, like, never do that shit. Now they do. Lame. Valve's a lame arc. Until they announce Half-Life 3. Then their lame arc will be done. Is Deadlock any good, by the way? I still haven't played Deadlock. I have it, but... A Walmart bag is a gas mask? Isn't that like... You made it further than I expected. Impressive but pointless. So this is it. The heart of the operation. The truth behind the quarantine. Like I was just carrying a hammer. Truth? You think you understand what's happening here? All you've seen is the surface. This city, this infection. You're still trying to make sense of it. Like a rat trapped in a maze. I know enough. The infection wasn't an accident. You weren't trying to contain it. You were using it. Containment was never the goal. Control was. This is a COVID game. I don't care what DOSMan says. This was a COVID game. This was always here, festering beneath the city, growing stronger with every decade. A byproduct of everything that people consumed. Fabricated food, chemicals, waste. Maybe something older, something deeper. Maybe something from beyond. Who knows? Who cares? You turned an entire city into a test site. And it worked! You might have killed my men, but with this device, I can command them dead or alive. The infection doesn't just consume, it obeys. Not for long. I have a hammer. Rise! Oh no. Well, hopefully my hammer. I'm being shot. What the fuck? I'm just gonna shoot him 100 times. Wow, for an office nerd, he has a lot of health. He also, look at how he walks, by the way. He walks like he's taking a dump. Oh, shit. Oh, you fucker. Wuhan. I don't know if I'd pirate Half-Life 3. How do you cheese this guy? Where'd he go? Just shoot him. He looks like the fucking guy from Office Space, like his outfit, I mean. It looks like the Office Space outfit. I'm gonna die. I have many people trying to get on my bussy. Oh, I am being swarmed. There's so fucking many of them now. I really hope I kill him soon. I really need you to die soon, sir. He has so much fucking health. Oh, this is convenient. Oh, thank God. Oh, now I have to deal with the 8 billion zombies. This is so not good. Please be dead. Alright. I have committed genocide. I should contact Kanye West for an album deal. This is like a lullaby version of the game's main theme. So was that it? Was that the last guy? Was that the top guy? Was that the main guy? Oh, now it's just the main theme. In case that's not the main guy, I'm gonna load up on everything. This isn't over. He's got a man bun? What? Oh, shit. Great, so I just wasted all of that ammo on the last fight. Oh, well, there's a lot up here. Beware my blue-collar fury. Oh, God. Am I hurting him? Am I making him sad? Noctigale in Ukraine? What does that mean? What's that? What does that mean? What does that translate to in the good language? Oh, I thought he forgot. No, I'm almost done, Bot Booey. I think this is the last guy. The main guy. The top guy. The bad guy. I'm about to die. Also, it's daytime, I just realized. Oh, boy. Here's my idea. Ooh, I need all of that. Oh, dude, the music in this game is badass. I'm not gonna translate it, generic name, because I am putting it together now in my head, and something tells me you just tricked me into saying an ethnic slur in another language. So I'm not gonna translate it. I'm just gonna leave it up as a mystery of history that rhymed. Oh, I got him.
Damn, I should grab the key card and get out of here.
Oh, my guy speaks. I don't think we'll get a nuclear winter. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be good. And if we're not, you know, I mean, well, you know, it was our time anyway. But why are there like 13 key cards? I'm just gonna assume that was the last guy. There he goes. Office Space guy has died. The Slav construction worker took him out with a fucking Colt 45. Oh, he found a dog. Oh. Shit. Oh, he shot the dog. Developed by Crow Hill Studios, a game by... Alright, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Alright, well, that was dead trash, everyone. I use a Rode NT USB Mini. Winner's hell. That's what I got. Alright, well, that was dead trash. That was dead trash. Now on to the last game that they sent me, DOSMan Games, until they come out with their next game in like 2 minutes probably. A Egyptian-themed FPS called Scarab. So let's open this bitch up, see what we got. What? Settings. What? Frame limit. Unlimited, of course. What? Enable VSync? No, thank you. What the fuck? Okay, that was all very surreal. Okay, I'll DM it to you on Steam. Real quick. Let me switch the thing. Oh! Wait, what? That was weird. Dead Trash and this have like the same... Reddit is the same thing. Whatever. How many DOSMan games are there? Right now, this is the 7th and last one. Whoa. This is... strange. Okay, well, no Bloom. That's great. Let me restart the game real quick. Best Asian food? Oh, man. Why you gotta do that to me, dude? That's so, like, it takes all my willpower to not make a bad joke. So I'm just gonna say I want the hibachi grill. And they got these, like, sugar biscuits. These biscuits covered in sugar. That shit's good. That shit's good as fuck. Don't give me your Discord. I'll dox you if you give me your Discord. He's extremely quiet. Ooh. She's got milkers. That's it. What an in-depth and involved story. Hibachi lame. Dude, I don't give a fuck. Shit tastes good. What's fucking authentic? What's authentic? Okay. Chinese versus Japanese versus Korean versus Thai versus Indian. Chinese. Japanese, I don't know. They use all these sauces that are all like fucked up and shit that I don't like. I mean, Japanese is okay, but there's like a really limited roster of Japanese food that I like. Korean, I don't think I've ever even had Korean food. Thai, I don't think I've ever had Thai food. Indian food is disgusting. Don't even fucking talk to me about Indian food. One of my best friends for a while was Indian, and she would always get on me about, like, not liking curries and spices and stuff. And I was like, yeah, because that shit is fucking trash, lady. Japanese jiggly cheesecake. That actually sounds kind of good. They said this was melee focused, and if it's melee focused like Reaper was, I think I might not be a huge fan of this one, because I didn't really care for Reaper, and I don't think this whole easy FPS editor thing lends itself very well to, what the fuck? Melee combat. It's either like useless or really overpowered. What the fuck is this shit? Oh, it almost got me. Opinions on CIA food? What is CIA food? Indian food is great, but might be biased. Oh yeah, because you're Indian, right? Yeah, well, you grew up with it, so you're, like, inoculated against the, like, taste bud assault. I mean, I guess I can't really talk because I'm American, and, like, our food is, like, literally made to make our balls smaller. Because they put, like, so much shit in it, but I don't care. Still tastes good. I heard it tasted better, though, like, back before they started putting estrogen in everything. Is that true, though? Because I'm memeing, but, like, I don't even know if that's true. Do they really, like, put estrogen in our food? They're, like, sitting there, and they're like, you're gonna eat McDonald's, and your dick's gonna get smaller. Is that true? Or is that, like, a psyop? Or is the psyop that it's not true? I don't even know. I don't know what's real and what's a psyop anymore. I'm mind fucked. I'm gone. I'm mentally blasted. The gaslighting operations have gotten to me. They've destroyed my resolve. I don't know what to do, y'all. That's why I'm streaming video games at 1:50 in the morning after getting off work. Opinions on Monsanto foods? They make your balls smaller, right? Yeah, and the hormone treatments make your balls smaller. I've heard a lot about seafood. Estrogen food is a psyop. Is it? I don't know, man. Because I've been looking at a lot of pictures of dudes' balls over the years, and they're definitely getting smaller. So I don't know. Turning the friggin' frogs into femboys? They're turning us into femboys, man. What was it? What's that one thing that they talk about? Atrazine? Atrazine? Isn't that like, they put that in food and it makes you, like, gay? Or something? I don't even fucking know what it is anymore. It's like, atrazine makes you gay, fluoride makes you obey the government, Monsanto GMOs calcify your pineal gland, and they also, the artificial food dyes make you go to hell, and if we didn't eat any of that, our dicks would all be 10 inches long, and we'd all have trad wives. Is that like the narrative? Is that what's happening? Can't eat stuff with folic acid. What the fuck is folic acid? Does that make your balls smaller? Well, thanks for stopping by, Winners Hal. Try not to eat things that'll make your balls smaller. Because, I think that's a pretty big concern in this day and age. The balls in the shaft. Ball size is based on genetics. Yeah, but there's epigenetics. Like, different genes can be activated or deactivated based on, like, environmental stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they've figured out the code and they're using it. They're making our fucking balls smaller, okay? Just listen to me. I watched, a documentary about, that. Monsanto. It was called, Blue Food Dye, Blue Balls. So, don't fucking argue with me, man. I've got sources. People have genetic need. There's, well, Wax, right? Who's Alex Jones? Is he a hockey player? I've never heard of him. I don't know who Alex Jones is. Sounds like a hockey player. So anyway, did you guys hear about the new InfoWars interview? I'm just kidding. No, I don't watch Alex Jones, though. I like Jay Dyer, and Jay Dyer was, like, affiliated with Alex Jones at some point, right? Also, it sucks. Wait, what? I have a weapon. What the fuck is this? It's a fucking sling. And it's effective. Frog Giga. I know who Alex Jones is. I was kidding. This is the dumbest FPS weapon ever, but it is, like, actually working, so I'm very surprised. Well, I missed. It doesn't work when you miss. What? He was in the circle. Don't fuck with me. Trolling people in games? Dude, don't do that. They're just trying to play. Don't troll. Don't be a troll. Don't be a chud. Don't be a bully. You really want to incur the wrath of the bully hunters, dude? In this day and age, after you already know what they're capable of? You don't value your life, my friend. Because those bully hunters are vicious. They can't be bargained with, they can't be reasoned with, and they will not stop ever until you are dead. So be careful. That's all I'm saying. What do you mean you love slings in FPS games? Shit. I am not doing all of that again. What do you mean you love slings in FPS games? Are there other FPS games that have this in them? If there are, I was very much not aware. Okay, yeah, I get it. I know. Let me go. What the fuck? I want a quick load. Oh my god, I have to do the whole fucking everything again. That makes me so upset because I was forgetting to quick save. Well, where is everybody? There was like bad guys instantly though. Oh, here we go. Oh, that is fuckery right there, man. I'm so upset. What is this? F5 to quick save? Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I've heard of Northern Journey. I didn't know Northern Journey was a shooter. I thought it was like some art house game or whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I knew there was shooting in it. I just didn't think there was like an emphasis on it. Can I get like one of these? No? Okay, fuck this game. This game sucks and I hate it. Mix spam, the Halloween theme. You mean mic spam? That doesn't sound that bad. One time when I was playing Deathmatch on CSGO, there was a guy who kept playing televangelist sermons, and that was pretty funny. Me and my friends still quote some of them to this day. And you continue to fall! That was my favorite. I've never played Chivalry. I don't really play video games ever. Actually, the last time I played a video game was probably during the war. Okay, quick save time. Folic acid, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but like, does it make your balls smaller? That's all I really want to know. What? There we go. Did you guys just hear that? He was like, brr, 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 brr. So when did I get the sling? Because I still don't like have it in my inventory. So I'm confused. That guy looked like a baseball umpire. Oh, I don't know how this got me on. I got that from baseball. But I saw The French Connection last night. 1971, Gene Hackman and Roy Scheider. That movie was fantastic. That was a really good movie. French Connection, if none of y'all have ever seen it, I highly recommend it. Based movie. Now I have a sling. I have, like, no ammo for it, though. I kind of like this so far. Oh, I thought you said which way. I was like, I don't know. But no, yeah. The war was pretty bad, dude. I wouldn't make fun of it. I lost a lot of comrades in arms in it. I used to know this guy named Private Pile. He was this dumbass redneck. And we were in Aleppo. Because we were in the Delta SEALs. It's a unit that was made when they combined the Delta Force and the Navy SEALs, because we were all so jacked that they figured that it would be in their best strategic interest to put like a whole unit of just really buff jack dudes together. And so we were in Aleppo, and we were gonna hunt down and kill Assad with maximum civilian casualties. And while we were doing that, we figured the best way to accomplish it would be to carpet bomb the entire area with estrogen bombs, so anybody who survived would have really small balls afterwards. And while we were doing that, Al-Qaeda, who was there for some reason, I don't know how they entered this story, they sent their top guy, Muhammad al-Baghdad, Muhammad al-Qatar, al-Jabir Muhammad, al-Saladin Ibn Muhammad, to fucking come kill us. And, I mean, we almost made it. I was unscathed because I'm, you know, just a fucking giga god. But Pyle, he was a product of 18 generations of inbreeding, and his brain deactivated in the midst of the firefight. And, yeah, he got him. It was really sad. I was devastated. I couldn't sleep for like a day afterwards. So, don't make fun of the war. Aleppo's in Syria, by the way. What do you mean being buff is a bad thing for the army? There are guys who are just named Muhammad. Actually, I worked with a guy who that was literally his name, like a while ago. I was like, damn, son, your parents didn't put a whole lot of thought into that, did they? Who the fuck is... But, you know, I mean, it's a common name. It's a common name in a lot of parts of the world. It's got historical and religious and theological importance. Who the fuck is shooting me, bruv? I was, like, getting hit, but not by those arrows. Strange. Also, I have a lot less sling ammo than I did last time, which is strange to me. The only Muhammad I like is Elijah Muhammad. How do you have AQ Islamists trying to friend you on Discord? Generic name. How do you come in contact with these beings, these people? How does it happen? What parts of the internet are you frequenting where you've got AQ Islamists just casually like, yeah, this guy's pretty chill. Yeah, I'll talk to him. Hey, Ibn Farquad, before we go do the suicide bombing, I met this cool infidel on Discord. He likes CS 1.6 too. We can play around with him before we go become martyrs. I think that might be pretty fun. Fuck that. You need maximum Gary Johnson reference. No, I'm not referencing Gary Johnson. No, fuck that. You need maximum muscle mass. You need to be jacked. You need to be absolutely... I know... I'm in the army. Don't try and tell me... I'm in the Delta SEALs. Don't try and fucking tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. You need to be as jacked as humanly possible, and maybe even a little more than that. So that you can, go up to a Middle Eastern child and squish his head with your thumb and your index finger in order to protect America. You're a civilian though, so I don't blame you for making those kinds of mistakes. Whereas me, who's been in the Delta SEALs for 25 years and has seen 8 armed conflicts and seen men die You know, I can't afford to not know these. We'll see you, Noah Digit. Thanks for stopping by. What's PFLP? What's that? Who's Gary J? I don't believe you, Notons. I think you're lying to me. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about the Green Berets. I didn't interact with them a lot during my time because, you know, I was in the Delta SEALs. We didn't really interact with our lessers all that much, which everyone was our lessers because we were the guys. That's what they would say. They wouldn't even send in the Delta SEALs. Like General Archer Khan would call up Colonel Gefloritz, and he would just say, send in the guys. And Colonel Gefloritz would know that he had to send in us, the Delta SEALs, to deal with some Iraqi children trying to play soccer outside our base. And we would gladly do it because, you know, I just have to, you know, you guys are my nation. I have to defend y'all from Iraqi children that play soccer. I'm proud to do it. You're welcome. He probably is an office clerk they handed a gun because the picture's fake because all members of the Marine military forces are super jacked giga chads with enormous cocks that are out in every one of the pictures. I can't kill all of these guys. Anyway, yeah, Delta SEALs, man. I'll tell some more stories about it sometime, but it's gonna be kind of hard because most of the ops that I went on were heavily classified, so I can't really tell y'all about a lot of it, or else I'll have to go into hiding because my identity will be compromised. And I will be the target of reprisals from every cartel and terrorist group on the planet because I was such a prolific operator. So, yeah. We'll see. I'll have to check with Colonel Gashfloritz or whatever I said his name was. What I can tell y'all and what I can't. What did I say his name was? Gashfloritz? Some bullshit. I'll look up the PFLP. Oh my god, y'all are giving me shit to look up. I'll start looking shit up at the end of this level. How about that? I feel like I smell pizza. Someone making pizza in my house. What? I gotta say, I think ancient Egypt, I know it was kind of like a pretty common setting for FPS levels back in the day, but like, I feel like it'd be cool if they had like a fantasy game set there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How about Sumeria? Ancient Sumeria? Sumeria would be pretty badass, I think. Because they had some cool shit. Maybe like a video game. You know how they, Black Myth Wukong was like a adaptation of what's it called, Journey to the West? What if they did a like an adaptation of Epic of Gilgamesh? I think that'd be pretty baller. You know a guy in Aleppo? Dude's name is Mike Vinning. Okay, I'll look all this shit up in a bit, y'all. How's the guy in Aleppo doing, by the way? Because last I heard, Aleppo was like kind of mostly rubble, unfortunately. Didn't like a bunch of Al-Qaeda affiliates take over after they ran out of Assad? Then that's kind of crazy. Like, we kind of backed that, and we spent like 2 decades fighting against that. One of the yeah, I was thinking about that. It's Origins, right? Where the fuck am I meant to go? Oh, you're there. Oh. Oh God. Dirty Dan. His name is Dirty Dan. He calls people muzzies. Well, that's better than things that I see. Man, I've been going on poll lately. Like I haven't in a while. But I've been going again. Dude, I forgot how fucking goddamn dumb as shit so many of those motherfuckers are. They're the most like myopic, tunnel visioned motherfuckers in history. It's kind of ridiculous. What the fuck is this? He's the Sheik. Oh my God, and he's gonna kill me. Okay, never mind. I'm just better. We are friends and enemies of AQ. I'm not enemies with anyone, man. I get along with anyone. AQ. US military. I like them both. There's good people on both sides. Very fine people, actually. Someone tells me they want me to quick save. Very fine people on both sides. What the fuck? He's fake. Oh, Jesus. Okay, there we go. Wiktionary derogatory terms. I think I'm going to avoid that because I don't want to get banned just yet anyway. Probably get banned eventually. But for right now, I want to keep on trucking. Something tells me that this will hurt me. Ew, I was right. Damn it. How the fuck am I meant to get over there? There just happens to be a disproportionate number of good people on one side. Yeah, AQ. I'm kidding. Although, never mind. I'm not gonna make that claim. That's not good. God damn it. Yeah, I hate that shit, bot buoy. That shit makes me angry in like every game. You know what enemies I typically hate the most? I hate dog enemies in games. Dog enemies are just the fucking worst. Especially in Stalker, the pseudo dogs. Those things made me want to go postal. Really bad. Oh my God, I'm gonna die and burn in hell. He's not dead. Oh my God, this projectiles everywhere, bro. You've got to be eating my ass out right now. Hassan Piker would think AQ, though. Who fucking cares? Hassan Piker, more like Hassan fucking dumbass. I'd eat his ass out. What's happening? There we go. That's what I want. Adult Quran readers, unironically. United Shirka Legion. I'll probably play Stalker 2 eventually. But right now I got higher obligations like DOSMan. Well, Hassan Piker said America deserved 9/11, right? So he probably would say that AQ had some good dudes in it. As far as me though, I was never really a fan of them. TBH fam. I think most Americans probably weren't, but you know, it is what it is. I have my disagreements. But I'm sure that if we met in real life, we'd be able to settle them in a pretty civil manner. You know? Candyman in his life. Dude, that was the funniest shit ever. Yeah, I remember that. Generic. That was pretty wild. And then lost it all because they were too busy doing heroin and fucking 12-year-olds or something to actually, like, be a competent fighting force. Do you guys think this is how ISIS started this game? You think this is depicting the rise? Maybe this is the story of Baghdadi's rise to fame. This is how he became powerful. Was he went into a cave and he threw rocks at skeletons, and that gave him the power of Allah. Dude, that shit was so funny. Hassan Piker, I'm coming to kill you! In the ring. In his house! Like, he just screams it. Shit's so funny. Who's this? This guy looks like the guy from Metalocalypse. Now he has perished. I have killed John Metalocalypse. Baghdadi. Yeah, that was his name. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Baghdadi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and I don't really care, but... What are these? I feel like that's something I should be able to pick up. Also, what the fuck is this? Well, I no longer have rocks. Can't pick these up and use these. That's really funny, and that doesn't surprise me because he's a pussy. God, Hassan Piker is such a fucking loser, dude. He looks like such a fucking freak, too. Hang on, let's appreciate something here. Okay, I'm already in display capture. First off, progressive mind in MAGA body. So first off, I love how the New York Times thinks being jacked is a MAGA thing. But just look at this. Oh, fuck off. I'd rather die. Look at his fucking, like, his head is so small. Like, why is his head so like, he looks like a fucking cartoon character, dude. Like, his body is, like... That's funny. That's really funny. What is this? That's funny, too. Who's that? Whatever. I don't know, but either way, in a manga body, what comes up if I... Why is Michael Moore there? What is any of this? Oddities. What? The links between trans identity, gifted minds, categorical thinking? Is that like a 2-year-old? What is it with Redditors, man? They're not adjusted right. Bezdi Marks, no. All Turkish people look like that. Yeah, I've heard he's done a lot of shady things, from what I'm aware, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, he's a trust fund baby. The only reason he has any online presence at all is because his fucking, like, uncle or whatever owns a media company. He's a Nepo kid. So, has no talent or actual things that are interesting about him, which means a lot coming from someone like me. Alright, what's all this bullshit y'all were wanting me to look up? Oh, no, I opened up my files. Y'all are going to see all of my gay porn. I can't even remember any of this bullshit. I'm trying to go back. Shit. Okay, PFLP. PFLP. Ah, yes, Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. I was in this. I knew this guy, George Hasba. Oh, he's a Palestinian Christian. He was a communist Palestinian Christian Arab nationalist. I kind of like him. His family were driven out on what became known as the Lida Death March. He looks badass. Alright, well, I read one sentence about him and he has my seal of approval. I don't know anything else about him. I don't think I need to. He gets my seal of approval. Marxism, Leninism, that's kind of lame. Secularism, that's kind of lame. Communism, meh. Marxism, Leninism, lame. Revolutionary Socialism, based. Palestinian Nationalism, based. Secularism, lame. Anti-imperial, based. Anti-Zionism, giga-based. Pan-Arabism, based. Based. Mostly based. A little cringe. Oh, they look kind of cool here. That guy's getting his Tuscan Raider on. That dude's got himself a grease gun. That guy's probably about to shoot his buddy right there. Ah, yes, this is their headquarters, the Canaanite restaurant. Che Guevara, infamous Palestinian. Alright, okay, well that's them. They seem interesting. Who else am I looking up? I would accept that friend request, by the way, generic, and join them. Gary J. Aleppo. Oh man, I can't wait to see this. I wonder what kind of white nationalist he is. What is Aleppo, Gary Johnson? Oh, well, I guess I'll never know. Oh, so he was just stupid? Well, he was a candidate for the Libertarian Party, so I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. And then what else? Mike Vinning, this guy who wasn't in the military because everybody in the military is jacked. General Norman Schwarzkopf. That guy's Delta Force. No wonder we're defending Israel. He looks like fucking Jerry Seinfeld. Immersive gameplay? What? This is Mike Vinning? Hang on. I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure. The early life section isn't telling me what I'm looking here for. I'm kind of sad. Oh well. Looks kind of cool though. Oh well. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, he looks, I mean, he's living his life. I didn't know Hassan was a sociopath. The enemies list next to Twitch? What? What do you mean, bro forgot to look up the things his chat said? I just looked up the things chat said, bro. Don't fucking come at me. I'll fucking get Hassan Piker and his jacked MAGA body and sharp progressive mind to defeat you in the ring of rhetorical battle, but not the, like, physical battle, because you don't want to platform chuds like you. Or whatever his excuse was. Yeah, guys, punch a Nazi. Hey, do you want to go punch a Nazi? No! That was, like, literally that chain of events. I hope Hassan Piker gets extradited back to Turkey and Erdogan, like, bitch slaps him on television. I think that'd be pretty funny. What does Hassan Piker think of Erdogan? Because Erdogan is kind of like the exact opposite of Hassan Piker. Because he, like, isn't a pussy. Well, the Chris Chan documentary got canceled, didn't it? I don't think that what he spews makes him sociopathic. I just think it makes him either a bullshitter or just like someone who is so mind fucked on ideology that it like supersedes like basic human conceptions of decency, which is a very common phenomenon. What's UNSO? I don't know any of these. Y'all just come in here and shoot acronyms at me. Hey man, I'm friends with a guy who's in the PLMA, and also know a couple of guys in the GERC, and a couple of guys in the fucking the GNS Society and the GNAA. Also, I was a member of the QRXYZ LMNOP. Why the game flashing? What? The game's flashing. Hang on. Let me switch something real quick. Is it still flashing? I changed something. Tell me if it's still flashing. Also, didn't the Chris Chan is there a Chris Chan documentary? Or did that get canceled? Because I remember they were making one a while ago. But, the guy who was making it got, like, I don't know, scared that Chris Chan was going to send a hit squad after him or something. So he, like, left. He decided he didn't want to do it. What's going on with Chris Chan right now, by the way? I haven't kept up with that fellow in a while. Fellette, whatever they're supposed to be now, in a while. Ow! Look up the UNSO, bro. I'll look it up at the end of this level. Also, I don't know how I feel about this one, y'all. I don't know if this one's really doing it for me. These melee-focused games, the DOSMan Syndicate pumps out, or does. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about these ones. I'm just not sure. But we'll see. I'll give it till the end. I gotta rank them tonight, too. That's right. Do my full uncut, bigger, longer, and uncut DOSMan Games ranking. Oh my god, really? Did I ever tell you guys? I don't even know. I don't really know, and I also don't really care. Like, either way, he's a retard. So, like, I don't really concern myself with his exploits or anything. I just know he's a dumb fuck and his audience are dumb fucks. And I mean, I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's to distract people. It's to distract left-wingers and leftists from actually, like, organizing or getting anything done. And instead of just staying online all day and bitching about Twitch drama or whatever bullshit. That's, like, one of my theories. Because that's what, like, all of the idpol, like, neo-Marxist woke stuff was. Is it was all, like, the CIA funded a lot of the original theoreticians of, like, the Frankfurt School and stuff like that. Because they wanted to fracture the left-wing and socialist movement of the U.S. Because it was getting too spooky for them. So they're like, well, if we just make it not about the economy and workers' rights and instead make it about, like, all this dumb bullshit that no one actually cares about, we won't have to worry anymore. And so they paid guys like Herbert Marcuse and, like, Adorno to write bullshit, basically, that totally fractured and killed the Western left. Which is why we're in the hellscape we're in right now! Ha ha! Feels good, don't it? Alright, I'm gonna save real quick. This is gay and I don't like it. I don't like it. Mentions Frankfurt. Yeah, because Frankfurt School is what... It's funny to me, like, this is where I really lose respect for a lot of rightoids. They don't really understand. Like, they're like, oh, Frankfurt School is part of this super duper clandestine conspiracy to subvert American culture and make us all gay communists. And it's like, dude, no, it was literally funded by the CIA to fucking screw over the left-wing movement and keep America from becoming communist. Because they knew that people would see this shit and be like, this is fucking dumb and gay. But, you know. Rightoid's gonna rightoid and not actually understand anything. I don't like these fucking guys shooting arrows at me. They need to fucking go. They need to go somewhere. I hate my life and I want to die. Rank political ideologies. Okay, all of them except for the Austrian artist one are bad. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I'll do that when I beat this game. How about that? Oh my god, okay, I gotta kill these fuckers first. Okay. Hang on. Saved. Now I will engage him in battle. He does not die. He died. I lied, he died. I would use the sling on the archers, however, it has a 0. New political and ideological movements will be psychological in nature? What do you mean? There's always been, like, a psychological element to them. I'm confused. I'm starting my own new movement. It's called, Zombie Hobo 49ism. Yeah, it took me that long to come up with that. I have a really, really big brain that does a lot of really fascinating things. Yeah, and it's gonna be about, state-mandated homosexuality. Separation of church and state will be destroyed. New religion installed. You have to worship the Rock. Schools will be required to watch at least one Fast and Furious movie a day. Fast and Furious, not Furious, whatever I said. Wait, The Rock's in Fast and Furious, right? Yeah, he is, because he was in the spinoff with Jason Statham. So yeah, watch one Fast and Furious a day. All heterosexuals will be killed. Actually, anyone who's just not gay will be killed. So bisexuals, they're gonna go. Pansexuals, still don't really know what the fuck that is all these years later, but they're gonna go too. You know, I remember the first time I ever heard about pansexuality, I was in middle school. I saw it on YouTube. Not YouTube. What? Wikipedia. I was on Wikipedia. I was looking at heterosexuality, homosexuality. I was just reading about them. And one of the things that was listed was pansexuality. And I was like, what the fuck is pansexuality? I know what hetero is. That's opposite day. I know what homo is. That's friendly fire. I know what bisexual is. That's romantic mercenaries. I know what asexual is. That's someone who's very maladjusted. What is this pansexual you're telling me about? Do they fuck kitchenware? What is this? And then I look at it, and it's the same thing as bisexuality. And I'm like, I don't get it. But I'm like, you know what? I'm in middle school. I'm 12. Maybe the reason I don't get it is I just haven't developed enough. I haven't gotten the life experience. I just don't know. So I sat on it for many, many years, and I returned when I was a grown man at age 25 and looked at the Wikipedia article again. I was like, nah, I still don't get it. So I've just accepted that I just don't get it. I'm fine with that, honestly. You know, sometimes you just gotta accept that there's some things you just don't get. I feel like accepting that I don't get it has made me a better man. It's made me a stronger man. It's made me it's hard to like think of funny shit to say while playing a game that's kind of mind-numbing like this, in all honesty. What the fuck? There's like... What the fuck? He's like not... That was so strange. What is happening? Conscious psychological element at the core? I still don't understand what you mean. Pansexual girl groomed you as a kid? I'm sorry. That sucks. I don't really know what to say to that, but... Did they live or Europa the Final Battle? I've never seen Europa the Final Battle. They Live is pretty good, though. Oh. Whoa! Oh, I got a better thing than a shitty sword. Great. Isn't Europa the Last Battle like Nazi stuff? Or like neo-Nazi stuff? I'm not super familiar with it. I'm not up to date on my Nazi lore. I read a little bit about the guy who wrote the Turner Diaries the other day, though. I thought that was interesting. They think he killed Rockwell. I wonder if he did. You know, there's a guy who comments on a lot of my videos who has George Lincoln Rockwell as his fucking profile picture and profile name. And I was watching a clip compilation from one of Sam Hyde's streams, and I saw that same guy was in the comments section. I was like, I can't even begin to describe how little this fucking surprises me. It's funny. Closed-minded opinion about the community, pansexuals. Yeah, I don't blame you, to say the least. I think a lot of people are getting a more, let's just say, closed-minded community or opinion about them, which I kind of have developed one too. And I used to have a really open-minded opinion, but then eventually I closed it because I was like, you know, I think I'm good. I think I get it now. No, it doesn't mean that, Bot Buoy. It literally is just bisexual, but with extra steps or something. Basically, as far as I can tell, the idea behind it is bisexuals are specifically attracted to either men or women because they think both are sexy, whereas pansexuals are attracted to men or women because they don't have a concept of gender, or they don't care about gender or whatever, which it's just like, that's just the same fucking thing as bisexual. What are you talking about? It's just like being overly specific about like subjective phenomena in an attempt to try and quantify it to create like a micro identity for yourself because the other one like wasn't special anymore or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding it. Maybe I'm an ignorant bigot. I don't know. I gave up, but that's the impression I got. Yeah, exactly, Chad Jacket. Yeah, it's pretty much just hedonist in a lot of ways. Except I've noticed a surprising amount of pansexual people have no sexual experience. So I think it's a combination of a lot of, like, I think bisexuals are more of the hedonists, and pansexuals are just, like, really insecure people who are trying to grasp a more concrete sense of self and identity in our digital age, where the typical markers of personal identity have been gradually disintegrated in the pursuit of never-ending capital growth and atomization. So a lot of things that people used to define themselves as no longer exist, and so new identities must be formed. But in the absence of fulfilling lives and eventful lives, many people no longer have the ability to define themselves by their deeds or their actions or their interrelations with others. So instead, they have to self-create these micro-identities based purely on theoretical posturing they use as their self-definition. That's my theory, anyway. And that doesn't just apply to pansexual people. That applies to everybody in this day and age. Because the fact is, we are in hell. And there is no escape. Have fun. I killed people. Opinions on immigration? Oh, man. I don't like... it's an issue that pisses me off because I feel like it's one of those issues that gets bogged down because who the fuck... Oh. Because I feel like a lot of people don't actually try and, like, look at the issue in terms of, like, what would actually be most helpful for the situation. They mostly just go based on vibes. So, like, if you want to come across as, like, a really open-minded, like, progressive, you just support open borders. But if you just, like, really hate Mexican people or whatever, then you're, like, you don't want to hear anything. You'd never want a Mexican anywhere near America. My opinion is this. So, I tend to favor a pretty strict immigration policy, primarily for economic reasons. I don't want to get, like, super into it, because I kind of can't. It's hard for me to do that and focus on video games at the same time. But basically, generally speaking, mass immigration was typically used to disempower, and not just not even just like from other countries into the U.S., but like from country to country or just from region to region. Things like mass immigration were used to disempower workers and unions specifically, give them less bargaining chips, that sort of thing. Which is why a lot of business owners tended to be more in favor of immigration. So that's the main reason I'm against mass immigration, because mass immigration is like a huge source of a lot of our economic woes, basically. I don't really care about racial purity. As a great man once said, there is nothing that can convince me that biologically pure races exist. I do, however, think that there are legitimate issues to be brought up about cultural assimilation and the fact that, obviously, if you bring people from a very different cultural background and outlook and put them right smack dab in the middle of another cultural background outlook, you're inevitably going to run into conflict that needs to be sorted out. So, at the same time, though, I do think it is important to have a heart, and I do think it is important to realize that, you know, a lot of people are fleeing some pretty fucked up situations. So I think really what needs to... If I were dictator, Grand Fuhrer of America, what I would do is I would have a really strict immigration policy where we basically let in people only after, like, a lot of vetting and under the assumption that they're going to mostly give up their cultural background to try and fully assimilate into America. In the case of, like, some kind of, like, mass crisis, like, say there's an earthquake and Mexico just gets, I mean, fucking destroyed, yeah, I think we should be opening up refugee camps down south of the border and, sheltering people temporarily until they can get back to Mexico and when it's, like, developed enough or whatever. That's my opinion. I don't really care about the whole open border, like, blah, 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 America is a nation of, it's an idea. No, that's fucking stupid and retarded, sorry. But at the same time, again, this whole obsession with my biological purity, you know, my blood mixing. Buddy, if you're concerned about biological purity, you're about 3,000 years too late. That ship sailed a long motherfucking time ago. Anyway, yeah, that's my opinion on immigration in full. Basically, I'm mostly concerned about the economics of it more than literally anything else, but that's basically it. Let me kill people and then I'll get caught up a little bit more. What's happening? Also, I like, the impression I've gotten from a lot of the transgender people that I talked to wasn't that they were narcissistic. I'm sure that some of them are. The impression I always got was just they're people who have, like, a really unstable sense of identity. And so they're trying to find some kind of, like, hyper caricature to latch onto as, like, a replacement for, like, or like, compensation for, like, some kind of arrested development. And again, this isn't even just exclusive to trans people. I mean, you see the same thing with, like, a lot of those, like, manosphere types or whatever. They kind of lack a stable sense of self or a healthy sense of self that you're supposed to develop. So, which is getting increasingly common in our digitized, atomized age. So they latch on to these, like, very hyper-masculine, kind of Andrew Tate-esque caricatures to try and compensate for that. And that's a general, like, I've met people who I have a different opinion on, where I'm like, well, this seems like some kind of trauma thing. I can tell you right now, I do think uniformly the born in the wrong body thing is complete and utter bullshit. I don't buy that for a millisecond. I've never met a transgender person who I get that impression from them at all. But again, that's just my opinion. I just mostly don't even really fucking care about the issue anymore, man. Like, I just kind of, like, want everybody to just, you know, like, okay, biological males shouldn't be in women's sports. Pronouns are retarded. You know, trying to get trans people to kill themselves is kind of fucked up. But, and then just, like, kind of go back, culturally go back to where we were in, like, fucking 1999 with regards to that issue is what I would do. Even though I know that ship is sailed and the clock doesn't turn back on history, but that's where I'm at. What's happening? Cooked? That was probably so long ago, I don't even know what you're saying that in reference to, Papui. You want a real Frostpunk 2? What kind of game is Frostpunk 2? I got a friend who used to play Frostpunk. I don't know anything about it. Polish oppression by Russia before World War I? I'll look into it. I don't really know a whole lot about that period of Polish history, other than I know a lot of Polish people really fucking hate Russia. Whereas me personally, I'm just like, I don't care. You're all Eastern European. Fuck off. I'm just kidding. I love my East Euros. I love my Slav core. I don't know if are Polish people even considered Slavs. I don't know. I should probably know this considering I'm like half Slovak, but whatever. Also, hey Astroful. I hope you're having a good day as well. City Builder? Oh, man. City Builder games like require you to have like a functioning brain though, and that's not something I possess. I really kind of want to try Hearts of Iron 4, but like every time I see that fucking game played, I'm like, I don't even understand what they're doing. Like 4X games just something about them just I don't like. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like I tried to play Crusader Kings 2 one time and I'm like, I don't even know what to press. Like what am I meant to do? Like what is my first move on this grand chessboard? I don't understand. You know, I go into a shooter and I know like I press W to move. I'm in a platformer, I go to the right. I'm in a like a 3D game, I go forward and jump. Survival horror game, I open up the inventory and look at what I have. Like I always have like a first thing that I know what to do, but like I open up a grand strategy game and I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is this garbage? I don't really know a whole lot about Poland. I think that like I kind of like the sort of like paternalistic attitude that their government at least used to have. I find the whole idea of cultural conservative policies mixed with economic, let's just say communitarianism, to be a very interesting combination. I know Hungary kind of does a similar thing. I find that interesting. I don't know anything about Poland being warmongers. I don't really keep up with East Euro grievances. but I used to know a guy who had Polish heritage who was always telling me how great Poland was. And it was kind of annoying, but... What do you mean I need to know a basic style? Basic style of what? I don't think I even know a basic style. Poland has the best femboys? I wouldn't know. Age of Empires 2? Well, that's RTS. That's not like... I'm talking about like a map game, you know, where it's like you open up the game and it's like a fucking graph. Also, I thought Thailand had the best femboys. Also, what makes a femboy, one femboy, better than the others? Are femboys not all created equal before God? Let's not be overly hierarchical in here. Abraham Baruch? Who the fuck? No, I don't. Software Inc. Software Inc. Basic style of strategy games? I don't know shit about strategy games. That's my point. I played... The one strategy game that I ever played a good bit was the AVP Extinction on the PS2. A console strategy game that should tell you everything. And I mostly didn't get it. I just turned on cheats and made murder balls. And just rolled around and killed everything. I don't know. I don't know which countries are the biggest exporters of femboys, y'all. It's not a topic that I've done a huge amount of research in. But I guess I can start. That femboy wasn't lying. That bussy can squirt. Y'all ever seen that meme? That's a great meme. That's a really good meme. That meme, like... Sometimes I see a meme that's not even that I think it's funny. It just is, like, on, like, a really deep emotional core... I just fuck with heavily. And that was really one of them. That kind of changed my outlook on a lot of things. I was like, damn. That was it. That was all I said. I just went, damn. That guy's throwing a lot of bullshit at me, and I'm having trouble dodging it. I killed him with my rock thrower. What sticks to my brain? RTS stuff? Didn't stick to my brain. I also don't really have a brain, so maybe that might have something to do with it. Did I really just... What was the fucking point of all that? I got a key for a door that leads me to a place I've already been. That's useless. That's trash. That's garbage. That's not what I want to see in a video game. In all honesty. I'm severely disappointed. I'm also lost as hell. Because all of these corridors, they look the exact same. And I'm unaware of where to go. Funny Jewish guy on YouTube. I don't know, man. I don't know if I need any more Khazarians in my diet, my media diet. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll look them up. I'll look them up at the end of this level. You can't bunny hop in this game, or, I mean, you can, like, jump rapidly. Fudas are usually drawn very attractive. What the fuck are you talking about? How did we get on Fudas? Here's the real philosophical question for our time, everybody. Does Fudanari... Is that gay? Because I know they're not supposed to be transgender women. I know they're literally just supposed to be a woman with a dick. But I don't know if that counts as homosexual or not. I'm not a seasoned sexologist, so I don't really know where it stands on the taxonomy of human sexuality. So let's, like, really lab that out, guys. Are Fudanari gay? I can see arguments both for and against. Because on one hand, homosexuality would imply that you are not attracted to women, and a Fudanari is by definition a woman. Or at least it's supposed to depict a woman. However, it is a woman with a dick. It's not the wrong question, Astroful. I think it's a very, very relevant question. I think there's a lot of wars and conflict that we could stop if we answered this question. So really, to me, this is an outgrowth of my humanitarian mission that I engage in to try and answer this question. So I'm going to ask it again. Are Fudenaris gay? As I was saying, it does have a penis, though. I'm saying it, not she, because I think that we're at a point now where the gender lines are very, very hard to really suss out. Because, like I said, by definition, it is not meant to depict a transsexual. It is meant to depict a actual woman that is just in possession of a dick. This works in anime, obviously, for, you know, reasons, but where the fuck am I meant to go, by the way? How did that hurt me? Anyway, but I don't know, man. I think there's just a lot of ambiguity here. There's ambiguity on where am I meant to fucking go. America's in its Weimar stage. I agree completely, Cracksock. That is why I am wondering what's gonna happen next. Britain is in Weimar stage. I think the fucking West is in Weimar stage. Why not both? Rome and Weimar. Yeah, exactly, Cracksock. Alright, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm looking this bullshit up. Wait. Oh, I thought OBS was being weird. Scarab walk through. Exactly, but see, that's the thing, Babu. That's what I'm saying. There's inbuilt ambiguity in here that I find. Shout out to Karaz, by the way, because he... Do I really have that much longer? Oh my god, I still have so much longer in this fucking game. Jesus. These are getting longer, DOSMan. Alright, I'm just gonna watch. Well, while this is happening real quick, I'm actually gonna stand up and put my phone charger in. Tell me if he does something that will help me progress. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, Nones. I don't think you guys are, like, getting the really deep and profound point that I'm trying to make here that would, you know, like, really change y'all's lives. I'm saying that it's because of that inbuilt ambiguity that makes it so impervious to the typical classifications of the heterosexual-homosexual dichotomy. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. So I'm saying that, like, we really need to sit here and try and logically and, like, rationally suss this out. Because if it's... because this might actually open up a really interesting new category where the exact sexual definition of it differs based on the position of the picture on your monitor or phone, if you're using your phone. So, like, as an example, before scrolling down, it is heterosexual. After scrolling down, so pre-scroll down, heterosexual, post-scroll down, homosexual. Like, really think about this. That's kind of fascinating to me, because normally, whether or not an act or an image is homosexual or heterosexual is not conditional. It is an innate product of the activity itself. Two men is inherently a homosexual act, whereas a man and a woman is inherently a heterosexual act. Now, if we've discovered a new classification for it, where it is a conditional sexuality, where the hetero-homo dichotomy is determined by essentially more or less a kind of, again, a contingent action, that's very interesting to me, and I think that opens up some new avenues of geopolitical expansion. I don't know how, but that's a big word that makes me sound smart, so I said it, and I think now I've really fully established my intellectual credentials. Y'all get what I'm saying, by the way? Let me read chat and see. You implying that Fudas are cis... Getting lost in Egyptian levels is not... When else have I gotten lost in Egyptian level? I can't even fucking remember. Oh, yeah! In, AMC Squad, that's right. Yeah, Jesus Christ. That level took me an entire 6-hour fucking stream to do, by the way. That was... Yeah, this guy doesn't even know where the fuck he's going, by the way. This level sucks. Gender theory, oh, this isn't even really, this is beyond gender theory, crack sock. This is, I think really just an entirely new avenue of inquiry in general. I don't know if there's an existing term for the really advanced concepts. I might be the first person to ever even raise these questions, honestly. I'm very innovative in that way. Maybe it's a fourth gender theory, fourth sexual theory. Something to think about. Or it could just also be a gay psyop. You're right, Nodens. No, I don't think there is a solution to the gender wars. Well, total woman death. As my gay brother, Bronze Age pervert, I almost said another word, says. Do people really take that guy seriously, by the way? Alexander Solzhenitsyn books? I've read bits and pieces of him. I've read some, like, articles that he's written. I think he's kind of interesting. I like him. I know you breadtubers hate him. I know Jordan Peterson likes him, but Jordan Peterson also never talks about his inconvenient views on a certain state in the Middle East, so that's pretty funny, but whatever. Scrolling-based quantum device? Not really. It's more of, like, something that exists solely on, like, an idealist plane. It's very interesting. It's the closest thing that there is to being any legitimacy to a lot of these, like, social construct claims, except instead of being a social construct, it's like a visual idealist one. It's almost like applying Hegelian or, like, Gentilian metaphysics to the realm of boners. It's very interesting. Again, these are high-level concepts that I don't know if anybody can grasp, but... Trisexual? Perhaps. Still not sure, though. That was a very long Fudo rant. It wasn't really a rant, it was more of an inquiry. Again, I'm trying to really solve what I think is a very pressing problem of our time. This motherfucker's as lost as I am, by the way. I mean, this is how lost he is. He's stabbing a fucking 2D statue. Good lord, brother. My heart goes out to you. I hope this guy walks with Christ. He's gonna need it after this. Racism against black people disappeared when Kanye released his new song. Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? Honestly, I've always thought that the key to real American liberation was the erasure of... Where the fuck is this? Oh my god, seriously? That's gay. Gay level design. Anyway, I've always thought that the real solution to American liberation was the kind of, like, erasure of discrete ethnic identities in favor of a unified American ethnic identity that allows us to unite against the tiny hats and that one country in the Middle East that I don't like. And that's when everything really really gets good. When the golems rebel finally. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, well, Jordan Peterson just he's as I say, some people just aren't gonna make it, man. Some people just aren't gonna make it. What do you mean firmly grasp it? Oh, never mind. I know what you mean. You're making a joke about what I said, but mixed with masturbation. I get it. How the fuck did I miss this door? Am I brainless? Whatever. I wonder if these guys are Fudenaris. Well, they wouldn't be Fudenaris because they're guys. Here's another question. What is it called? That's a... What the fuck is that? Whatever. What's it called when... Okay, so a Fudenari is established as a animated woman in possession of a dick. What is an animated man in possession of a pussy? What is that? What's the classification there? Can my anime people tell me? Because, again, I'm not really familiar with these concepts because, you know, I'm not a fucking freak. So, I kind of need help on these definitions. And if that could be provided to me, I'd greatly appreciate it. There's a lot of these cocksuckers. God damn scam. 12 Rules for Life. Yeah, that guy, something about that guy. First off, his name ends with Berg, so already I'm on edge. But, or no, it doesn't. It's not Robert Greenberg, it's just Robert Greene. Whatever, anyway, I don't like that kind of genre of book where it's like, I've boiled down everything you need to know about human interaction into, like, a couple, like, dumb rules or whatever. That shit just seems like a scam to me. I don't like it. Also, he looks like a fucking freak. Also, his wife made a pretty good movie, though. His wife is the director of a movie called The Love Witch, which I thought was a pretty good movie. But other than that, yeah. 12 Rules for Life. Oh, no, I'm thinking of someone different. 12 Rules for Life is Jordan Peterson. I'm thinking of 48 Laws of Power. There's so many of these fucking dumbass books. No, I haven't read 12 Rules for Life. I'm not familiar with it. RightyTube is just as gay as LeftyTube. Yeah, there's just something about YouTube that attracts, like, political homosexuality in general. The key is to ascend and do real-life activism and transcend political dichotomies in order to create, like, the perfect synthesis of different political systems in order to truly liberate America from those guys. That's the future right there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a new party. It's going to be called the American Fucker Party. And, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I clicked E. That's how you do it. Have you watched a Mentis Wave video? Yeah, I've watched his Mentis Wave videos. I checked out when he called Kamala Harris a Marxist and established that he doesn't know anything about anything. Troon? Don't you mean a national identity? Yeah, sure, national identity. But I'm saying that a new American ethnic identity can be created, you know? If you just, like, have a lot of people of different, like, racial backgrounds, like, fuck, you'll have, like, basically this big hodgepodge that can be considered, like, an identifiable American ethnicity. I mean, that's ultimately how every ethnic group comes into being, essentially. And then you combine that with the shared cultural institutions that develop in an ideal sense. And, yeah. National identity, ethnic identity, whatever. I think national identity is honestly more important. This is typically a problem that a lot of countries that are trying to establish themselves run into. What the fuck is this? It's a hammer. I also just think national identity is way more important in general than, like, racial identity. I just don't really care about race, like, at all, outside of, like, you know, a vague indicator that, okay, X person has X colored skin, so they probably potentially had X kind of cultural background. But, I mean, even that's becoming increasingly fluid and hard to use as any kind of accurate indicator in our modern era. So I don't even really care about it that much in that sense a lot anymore. And I just think in general, again, you know, people get hyper obsessed with this kind of shit and stuff, and it just doesn't seem useful to me. Yeah, exactly, which is the other thing. It's kind of like one of the problems I have with white nationalists is just on a base level, there's no real cohesive definition of what a white person is that they can give me, because it's constantly changing. It used to be that only English people were considered white in America. Not even Germans were considered white. Then eventually they got allowed to be considered white. And Irish and Italians weren't white. Now they are white. Even for a while, Greeks weren't considered white. And Greeks, like, were the people who started European Western culture in an identifiable sense. It gets really fucky when you introduce the Hispanic question, because is Hispanic a distinct ethnic racial category, or is it a linguistic category? Because within Hispanic countries, there are different ethnic groups. So are you going to say that if you're going by, like, a really strict racial taxonomy, would you say that a black Hispanic and a European Hispanic are both the same race? Or is it a linguistic category? And if it's a linguistic category and it's not a racial category, then Hispanic seeks to have any real use as an ethnic identifier, but a lot of people don't want to give it up as an ethnic identifier, so it just becomes this big clusterfuck. And that's like what I'm saying, why I don't really care about racial or ethnic identity. I'm only really concerned with cultural or national identity. Is where I think it becomes important. Because I don't know if I'm going to say necessarily that race is a social construct. I mean, I guess in a lot of senses it is. I mean, like, skin color isn't a social construct, but, like, a lot of the ideas and preconceptions surrounding skin color, I would agree with the wokies, are a social construct. Are Gaddafi apologists based or cringe? They're based. They're incredibly based, because Gaddafi was based. I like Caleb Maupin. Caleb Maupin's pretty cool. I heard he's trying to start a cult. That's pretty awesome. I like that. I think he should do that. Gringos? I don't get it. My fucking Hispanic coworkers call me a gringo all the time. Race was made up by tiny hats. Ethnicities are at least real. Well, I would actually say that I think you're kind of right there, actually, Nones. I would say, though, I wouldn't put it solely on the tiny hats, though. I would say it was a mix, joint effort between the tiny hats and the Anglo-Saxons in Britain. Because race as a distinct concept, and racists, like Wignat types, they hate hearing this. You go on poll and you say this, and people will want you to die. But it is just a historical fact that the concept of race did not really come into existence until, like, at the very least, the 1600s. Now, it's not to say that, again, things like ethnic identity didn't exist, and that's not to say that there weren't basic in-group, out-group dynamics or a recognition that, oh, I'm from Rome, I have lighter skin than some guy from, like, you know, fucking Algeria or whatever. But this idea of these complex racial hierarchies and taxonomies rooted in biology is something that did not exist until the very least the 1600s, probably more accurately the 1700s. And the reason for that is primarily because a lot of scientific racism and just the concepts of race in general is something that claims to be rooted in biology. And the biological knowledge that people use to try and give that scientific backing just was not there until, at the very least, the 1700s. So, for most of human history prior to that, people didn't really have a concept of race. Things that people cared about more were things like familial loyalties, religion was a very big one, and then, like, kind of what empire or fiefdom or kingdom you were a part of. And then linguistics was, like, a huge part of it as well. So these again, things like ethnicity and like those basic in-group, out-group dynamics was things that people obviously had a concept of, but like things like, you know, like pure blood or like these racial hierarchies or X group being inherently superior or inferior is like a product of modernism and the modern age. And yeah, was something created by the tiny hats and the Anglo-Saxons, largely because the Anglo-Saxons were the ones to really innovate in a lot of those regards. I would also say there's a religious element to it because the Anglo-Saxons were Protestant, and one characteristic that a lot of Protestant denominations share with the tiny hats is these like really strict conceptions of God's chosen people, whereas the Orthodox and Catholic churches have inherently universalist attitudes towards that. So, I think that having, like, these really strict concepts of who is and is not chosen by God and humanity being able to easily figure that out kind of naturally lends itself to the development of attitudes like racism and stuff like that. Anyway, that's my, TED Talk about it. And, you know, this was reflected recently in a really funny, like, right-wing Twitter debate that I saw that I thought was really funny. Where E. Michael Jones, if you all know who that is, he was a guy who was, you know, one of the oh my god, he's so based guys for a really long time. But someone was like, hey, do you think that we should kill all the tiny hats? And he said, no, I don't think we should kill all the tiny hats. I think we should, you know, we should fight against the tiny hats that are bad, and we should, you know, enfranchise and help and accept the tiny hats that are good. And someone was like, wait a minute, all the tiny hats are bad. And he was like, well, no, because, like, it's not a racial thing. And they were like, wait a minute, you don't think whites are superior to everyone? And he was like, no, because I'm a Catholic. And everybody's like, well, he's not based anymore. He's a dumb cuck. Oh, God, I thought he was based. What am I gonna do? And, like, you know, it was a really, really great drama. I was actually really, really happy to see it. It was, like, really funny and entertaining. I like it when... I'm so used to left-wing Twitter freaking out and being retarded and eating each other alive that seeing, like, rightoids start to do that is, like, a really refreshing change of pace and a development that I kind of welcome and I'm very enthusiastic about. Do a Reddit stream like Sam Hyde. I actually plan to do that, Cracksock. I'm really excited to do that. Anglo-Saxons invented the concept of race. I don't know if I necessarily say they invented it. It was something that I would say probably kind of like originated from them and the Tiny Hats, because they were the first people to come up with like these ideas of like. You also have to take into account that, again, Britain and Isaac Newton is all the stuff that kind of gave rise to what would become the Enlightenment, the liberal philosophies of like John Locke and Thomas Hobbes and all that stuff. So, and they were kind of the people who really got in on the whole like slavery thing. So they need a way to kind of like justify slavery as well. Again, it's also, and this is where I also don't like the concept of race either, because to a lot of people just use race as interchangeable with things like nationality or ethnicity. You know, which, I mean, in some ways, even nationality is a modern concept, because for most of history, people were way more local or regional in terms of their identifications. Or again, like things like royal allegiance and stuff like that. But the general point I'm trying to make is for most of human history, people had a much more fluid view of this kind of thing than we do nowadays, and a lot of it was determined by religious affiliation. And, like, again, like regional ties with, like, royalty and stuff like that. Who you were patron to. Talking about race in an Egyptian-themed game, lol. Well, that's because Egyptians are the superior race. They were kings and shit. As proven in the historical document of Crusader Kings 2. There's a lot of, well, the other thing, too, that a lot of people don't know is the Tiny Hat tribe as we know them isn't actually even really the original Tiny Hat tribe. I think genetically, most modern Tiny Hats come from, like, Eastern Europe and stuff like that. The, original Tiny Hats didn't even actually wear tiny hats. Rabbinic Tiny Hatism is a different beast from Second Temple, First Temple Tiny Hatism, which wasn't even really Tiny Hatism because, again, there were no tiny hats. That was an innovation brought about by the conversion to Rabbinic Tiny Hatism. I'm not a Kanye West fan, by the way, in case anyone was wondering, based on this whole conversation. But I would agree with that statement, though. Cracksock. I don't think that's an incorrect statement that you just made. It's all very interesting. I like talking about all of this, like these like historical developments. And I think it's really important too. I think, honestly, no cap on a stack on God, for real, shit bussin'. I'm not just saying this because it's my favorite subject and I'm biased. I legit think history is like kind of the most important subject to learn. Because when you learn more about history, a lot of shit starts to make infinitely more sense and become way clearer. It's very enlightening to know. There's a George Orwell quote that I really like, one of many, where he says, whoever controls, or it's something like the future is created by the past, but the past is created by the present. And what he's basically trying to say is that a lot of just basically it's his fancy, wordy, satirist way of saying narrative control is like really important, and it's a chief concern of a lot of people who control our society. And I think it is a fallacy that a lot of people on poll make, just as an example of blaming literally everything on the Tiny Hats, because I think there is definitely a Tiny Hat faction that is to blame, but to say that everything is the fault of every Tiny Hat, I think it's fallacious. And I mean, Klaus Schwab isn't a Tiny Hat. I mean, hell, Hitler wanted to take over a huge part of the world, and he wasn't a Tiny Hat. He was like the anti-Tiny Hat, but he had ambitions that I think you could reasonably call globalist, or at least an expansion and consolidation of a certain ethnic empire. Ashkenazi is a German word meant to identify as an... Yeah, see, that's the other thing, too. It's just the whole thing. Also, you can't even get genetic tests in Tiny Hat Land. So, it's like they're scared to find out that Tiny Hats are a different ethnic group from the Second Templars. And that would, like, basically erase all of their irredentist claims to the region and make everyone hate them even more than they already do. So, it's all interesting, but... it does seem like there is a kind of vibe shift. I mean, the fact that I can even openly have this conversation and not immediately be shut down, the fact that I'm even having this conversation and not immediately shutting it down myself, because just a couple of years ago, I would have been against having this conversation, but, you know, I mean, when you start noticing, you start noticing. But it is important to not be, like an ideologue about it, because it is a fallacy. You can't let noticing override your basic humanity, which I think is where a lot of people lose sight, and that's where you do get things like, you know, mass killings and shit like that, which disproportionately target the Tiny Hats that aren't actually a problem. Because the Tiny Hats that are a problem can afford to avoid those things. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be very, very... like, just not retarded about how you go about things, which is what a lot of people don't do, and instead they're, like, retarded, and that's how you get poll in 4chan. I don't have a Blue Sky crack sock. I have a Twitter that I don't use. Is Blue Sky worth making, though? Is that, like, actually gonna be a thing, or is that just a meme? Because if it's, like, actually worth making, like, I'll make one, but... I don't, like, I don't know, man. Social media is exhausting. And I also feel like Twitter is kind of, like... oh, almost died. I feel like Twitter... I feel like there's dark energy in Twitter, you know? Like, I feel like there's some kind of, like, meme magic implanted in Twitter to kind of, like, de-soul you, if that makes any sense. Like, turn you into more of, like, a golem. A lump of clay. Something about it, man. But there's some people that I like looking at on there. Type streams am I going to do after this? Well, there's 2 more games that I have to do streams on. I need to do a stream on that one game I showed y'all a while ago, Bloodshed, because I think that's out of early access now, and I also need to do a stream on this game called Soul Slinger that I got sent. That's like some kind of roguelike FPS. Then after that, I don't know. I'll do whatever streams y'all want me to do. Planning on doing a couple of Reddit streams. There's a big list of games that I want to stream. That's kind of the problem, because I want to, like, get things done in sort of like a semi-timely manner. Like, I kind of want to avoid an AMC squad type situation where I'm streaming the same thing for like 20 years, you know? Which it looks like is probably going to happen with this game because I'm getting lost every 2 fucking seconds. But, I'm saying a lot. I don't know if y'all have noticed, that's a really bad verbal tick that I have that I didn't notice I had until I started doing those kind of freeform commentary videos that I did a while back. I notice I go a lot. I need to stop doing that because I sound like I'm a fucking aspie when I do that. If I do that, I hope I don't do that in real life when I'm talking to people. If I do that, I'm cooked. I'm cooked, bro. I'm not gonna make it if I'm doing that in real life. I need y'all to hook up, like, what's it called? One of those shock things. Someone fly down to my state and hook up a shock thing to me. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't go up here. I have brain damage. Anyway. Yeah, just be careful with the noticing, though, Nodens, because some people, they start noticing, but they start to notice, they start to, how do I put this, over-notice, in a sense. And what I mean by that is they start to notice things that aren't actually there. So, like, as an example, it's what led to that big thing that happened in Europe a while ago, where some guy started noticing, but he noticed too much, and he started killing, he was doing bad things to tiny hats that weren't a problem, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I'm talking about? They just made a song about him, actually. And a lot of people, that's the one thing I'm worried about with this new song that just came out. Because, like, a lot of people, I feel like they want to try and, like, do some historical revision and say, hey, this guy who noticed wasn't a bad guy, actually. It's like, no. He still wasn't a good dude. Like, again, all of the tiny hats that are doing bad things are the tiny hats that are rich and they can afford to avoid that shit. Whereas the tiny hats that are just, like, just vibing, you know, they're the ones that get killed because they can't afford to do that shit. And you can tell that they're not the bad ones by virtue of the fact that they're not filthy fucking rich. So just be careful. Like notice, but keep your noticing contextually grounded. Don't just go full, like, /pole/ and start hating people who you don't need to be hating, basically. That's my fucking thing about it. You can't lose your humanity, which is hard to do because the entirety of modern society is geared around making you lose your humanity. But yeah. Where am I supposed to fucking go, by the way? I flipped the switch and I'm unsure. I just have this shit on my mind because, like, you know, obviously, you know, Kanye West is crashing out and fucking, like I said, I still can't tell if that's just, like, not really good performance art or if he's, like, actually losing his fucking mind, but stream Dogenstein? I will when it comes out, if y'all want me to. Sure, it looks fun. I will when it comes out if it's good. How about that? If it's bad, I'm not gonna fuck with it. I don't want to waste. I've wasted enough time in my life playing games that suck donkey dick. To where did I just go? Even I don't know. This game is fucker. It was right here, right? Is where I'm. Oh, man, dude, I'm gonna fuck my own ass in a second. Is that something y'all would be interested in seeing? Is me sodomizing myself on stream? Like pulling a Gavin McInnes and putting a butt plug up my ass to prove that I'm not homophobic? Y'all ever heard of that? Y'all know who Gavin McInnes is? He's like the Nipster guy who was like really big back in the day and was like relevant for like 3 seconds amongst Wignats because they're just that desperate for like people to look up to. He wanted to prove that he wasn't a homophobe, so, like, on his show live, he, like, shoved a fucking butt plug up his ass to prove that he doesn't have a problem with gay people. I was like, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Where was I just now? I, like, mentally lost where I was. I'm talking about noticing, but I can't notice the fucking way to progress. Someone tell me where I just was. It was. That's the thing that's funny about Bowie, is it was actually pretty good. Like, I've actually, like, had to catch myself a couple of times. It's infectious. And I'm not even a rap guy or a Kanye guy, really, but I was like, damn. I mean, I like a couple of his songs, but it was actually a pretty good song, not gonna lie. It's just, it's fucked up, to say the least. Where am I supposed to fucking go? Where did I just... Dude, I just fucking was somewhere. Yeah, MK Ultra stuff. Also, didn't he just, like, admit that he, like, fucked his cousin when his cousin was underage? Dude, where was I just now that I died? How did I lose my fucking place this badly? Dude, I'm so at a loss for fucking words right now. How did I just... Can someone, like, please guide me? Angels on my shoulder. Please tell me how to progress, because I'm starting to get bored of this game a little bit, honestly. I hate this labyrinthine level design. This is my least favorite thing in shooters. Oh my god, killing myself. Yeah, I've actually heard about that bot buoy. I think that's a very interesting, interesting thing. The whole Indo-Aryan thesis, which I find funny. Where the fuck was I? Bro! Roguelike Doom mod. Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad. Yeah, Blue Sky, I just kind of figured would be overrun with a lot of people that I wouldn't get along with super well. Dude, I'm about to go back to... I'm gonna go back to the YouTube video, dude. I'm really I'm at a fucking loss right now. I just totally lost my place, and I've just been wandering around like a... I don't like doing this either, because, like, I know this isn't fun for y'all to watch. Like, I don't know how fun the stream is normally to watch, but I know it's definitely not fun when I'm just, like, walking around in circles like a fucking jackass with my dick in my hand, talking about noticing, talking about bullshit, talking about... what the fuck, man, the fucking bullshit in my asshole. I walked by here 800,000 times. That lever was already clicked, man. No. 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 It's the game's fault, not mine. It's the game's fault. I won't take any other answers. Oh, fuck this. Hang on. Just fucking... I hate my life and I want to die. He won't perish. He perished. You know what this fucking meme reminds me of? Y'all remember the meme, good luck getting me, I'm hiding behind 7,000 skeletons? That's this fucking cocksucker right now. Zombie Hub was the type of guy that watched Mumkey Jones and Elliot Rodger. I don't know who Mumkey Jones is. I did see one of the Elliot Rodger videos back in 2014 after he did his dirty deed. I was like, who was this guy? And I watched one of his videos. See? It closed again! That's a glitch! That's a glitch. DOSMan. Call the guy. The Scarab guy and tell him his game's fucked up. Please, because that makes me angry. So it was actually the game's fault, not mine. Got it. Good. Glad that we've established that. Okay, there we go. Who was funny back in the day? Elliot Rodger? I don't know if I'd necessarily... I didn't think he was funny. I thought he was fucking nuts. I mean, I guess he was funny in the sense that he was nuts, but like... You know what's fucking depressing? Elliot Rodger wasn't even like a bad-looking dude. I mean, he definitely wasn't a supermodel, but I mean, like... He was definitely... What are they called? Mental cells? That's what he was. If he just like... wasn't socially retarded, he would have never had the struggle that he did, and he never would have taken revenge on society. And by society I mean like 2 other dudes who also couldn't get girlfriends, which is like the other thing that's like really weird about that whole episode to me, is he's like, all these fucking normies, man, I'm gonna take revenge on the normies, proceeds to kill like 2 other perma virgins. And it's like, my brother in Christ, that is friendly fire right there. The incel revolution is off to a bad start. What was that? Trend for Egyptian levels? I guess so, dude. This shit sucks. I'm not like... It doesn't suck, but man, I'm not feeling this one, y'all. I think I liked Reaper better than this. No cap on a stack, for real, for real. It's just boring. For the 2017 rally, content like his used to be very common. Oh, you're talking about Mumkey Jones. I would say it really got draconian in like 2020. 2020 was when all of a sudden every company was like, we have to start being socially responsible. And it's like, yeah, great. So can you start donating your money to developing countries and stop exploiting them for minerals? Well, we don't mean socially responsible like that. We mean we don't want people to say gamer words. It's like, oh, I get it. So it's performative. The Woman King movie war was one part. Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a funny thing you mentioned that the Communist Party of Germany actually said that they didn't like the Austrian painter, but they said that the National Socialists were like a revolutionary faction against the bourgeois or whatever, which kind of not. I don't think the Austrian painter really went far enough with his economic reforms to be considered a revolutionary against the bourgeois, but I think Mussolini kind of did more in that regard, but even he kind of went back on a lot of the stuff. Better than nothing, I guess, but 2020 is when BlackRock was really rolling out the books. Yeah, sure. For sure. While we talk about rich tiny hats, BlackRock. Anyway. No, I need to stop. I need to stop. That's bad. That's not... You can't go too far into that. Eventually, you lose your soul. No more tiny hat talk from me for at least 2 more minutes. It's just like I said, it's on my mind because of the Kanye shit, man. But I do like that narrative. He's going crazy because MK Ultra programming is going bad. I buy it too, because he was at Diddy parties, wasn't he? I think Diddy parties was like programming. Or at least blackmail. It was, at the very least, it was blackmail. Kind of like Epstein. But I think there's also potential as like programming. That's kind of one of the things that Charles Carroll said. He said it's like an induction thing. Like they FPS is dying. Like they induct people into like these fucked up lifestyles, and it's like their way of indoctrinating them and like brainwashing them. It's like will breaking, essentially. You just like mentally fucking destroy them in this shit, and it's like you got another like rape soldier, essentially. It's fucked up, but like they do that. It's like a real thing, like Stockholm. That's kind of like, in a lot of ways, like the mentality behind Stockholm Syndrome, sort of. Pretty wild, but, you know. And I had that, like, realization. Like, this was one of, like, my biggest, like red pills recently that, like, really made me, like, rethink some things. I was talking to one of my buddies about the Diddy shit. And I was like, damn. So, like, between this and the Epstein stuff and the Weinstein stuff, is, like, every fucking famous, like, culture and entertainment person, like, some kind of rapist or perv or whatever. And we were thinking about it, and we were like, you know, you think about it, like, our entire culture, like, the mindsets, the mentalities, all of that, the things, like, just everything is created and curated by these people who are into all of this really fucked up shit. Like child rape parties and like sex trafficking and sex slavery and all that. I was like, those are the people who literally create our culture. That's kind of fucking worrying. And my buddy was like, damn, I never thought of it that way. And then he just went back to watching about Netflix, because I'm the only person who's fucking mentally unstable enough to think about this stuff for an extended period of time. But I was like, damn, that's kind of fucking wild to think about. And I was thinking about it, you know, it's kind of like trickle-down economics. The idea was that wealth will trickle down from the rich people. That didn't happen. That's bullshit. But one thing I've noticed, what did trickle down from rich people into the rest of the populace was all of the rich people's, like, fucked up habits. Because, like, all of the fucked up shit that, like, rich people do, like, a lot of, like, poor people are starting to do now. And it's like... So, like, trickle-down economics is bullshit, but, like, trickle-down degeneracy seems to, like, be an actual thing. I think that's kind of interesting. So that's why I think we need to do a big thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Who's richer, BlackRock or Rothschild? Rothschilds, easily. They've been around for, like, 800 years, and they own, like, half the banks on the planet or something, don't they? Or, like... What is it, like, most central banks in the West are owned by the Rothschilds? Or is that, like, a bullshit thing? I can't ever, like, tell. Do the Rothschilds actually own, like, a lot of central banks, or is that, like, a bullshit thing? I would say the Rothschilds, though, easily. I mean, Rothschilds probably fund BlackRock, dude. I know that Rothschilds are the ones who at least were behind England getting a central bank. So I know that at least that is one that they own. I don't know about the other central banks, though. I died. I died while I was looking at something. That's cheap. That's cheap, bro. I also have, like, no health, by the way. Alright. We've done that. But, there we go. Yeah, I don't... You should look up the Ted Gunderson report on the Ted Gunderson. Oh my god. Dude, Finders is one of those things where it boggles my fucking mind that that's not, like, a bigger deal. That and the Dutroux affair in Belgium. I'm like, how is this not like, I mean, honestly, to some extent, the Epstein shit. Like, I was sitting there like, how is this shit not absolutely fucking earth-shattering? Like, foundations of our society changing. But I guess that's like one of the things that like I hate about one of the things people are like, oh, well, if this conspiracy, like if they shot JFK, how come no one's ever come forward about it? And it's like, a ton of people have. They just get called nut jobs. Same fucking thing with the finders. This isn't a ladle. This is a hammer, brother. This is a rotund hammer. This ain't no ladle. I think my game bugged out, by the way. Is there a console command that I can use to no clip? Because if the answer to that is no, I'm not restarting this entire fucking game just to get to this point. Alright, to the walkthrough. Real quick, let me look up some of that bullshit y'all were talking about. Mumkey Jones. Real quick, was there something else that y'all wanted me to look up before that? Or are we just talking about... No, we were just talking about Ashkenazis for like 30 minutes. Yeah, exactly, Nodens, because people... Yeah, that's the fucking thing that like... I could go on about this shit for a while, but this is still a video game stream, so I'll save it for another stream. Mumkey Jones. Who's this guy? He's a TV personality. He's an actual monkey. Simeon Jimmy. He uploaded a video 11 hours ago. The horrendous Medea cartoon for children. Medea's awesome, dude. Shut up. The anti-Semitic Medea movie. Medea's awesome. I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, I'm just kidding. Okay, whatever. Oh yeah, Russian occupation of Poland before World War I. Yeah, let's check that out. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, just heads up, but I'll look at Russian occupation of Poland. World War I. Before, god damn you! Alright, actually, here's an idea. Poland. History. I don't care about prehistory. I don't care about the kingdom. I don't care about the Golden Age, nor the Lithuanian Commonwealth, nor the partitions or the insurrections. I do care about the insurrections because that's what we're talking about. What? Why did they skip? Look at this. 1830. In the aftermath of World War I. Is Wikipedia hiding something from me? Oh, Russian partition. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Is this what I'm looking for? History. In the early 20th century, a major part of the Russian Revolution of 2005 was the revolution of the Kingdom of Poland. Let's try this. I didn't know that this occurred. Interesting. We have a picture of it. Cool. Poland in 1905. Gentlemen and ladies. Very interesting. Screen's not sharing. Fuck! I forgot I wasn't... Okay, whatever. Here you go. Here's the Poland... The revolution, the Kingdom of Poland. This is when the Ruskies were assholes, and so they got killed by Poles. Could fist senators in front of their families, yeah. Dude, Caligula, Nero was another one who was fucked up. Nero was a guy who was into some wild shit. I wish I had that power, though. I'm not even gonna lie. The power is just like, I just walk up and be like, hey, you. And then they're dead. That'd be awesome. I think the world would be a better place if I were just God. What else? There was something else. I don't know. Whatever. I want to beat this fucking game is what I mostly want to do. Scarab walkthrough, because I'm not feeling it anymore, y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100 on God, for real. No cap on a stack. Most based Poland up here was Joseph Pilsudski. Pilsudski is interesting to me. I don't know a huge amount about him, but what little I do know is interesting to me. I'll say that. Where the fuck even am I? I'm past all this shit. I need to find... It's like bookshelves and shit. I'll look more into Pilsudski. He's kind of like, sort of like what I was talking about a little bit with the sort of like paternalistic conservatism, I guess you could call it, which is something I find very interesting. Oh my god, no, I still have so much more in this fucking gay game. Do I? Where? Here we go. This is it. This is where I'm at. Okay. Tell me how you advance, Kuraz. Show me the way of the devil. The door is open in his game. Golski is the only Pole I know. I don't even know who that is. Does the Big Lebowski count? I know him. We want the money, Lebowski. We are nihilists. We believe in nothing. You do not give us the money, Lebowski. Tomorrow I cut off your Johnson. You cut off my what? I said I cut off your Johnson. That's a good movie. I like that movie. You see what happens, Donnie, when you try and fuck a stranger in the ass and he's like beating his mom's car with a crowbar, and he's like, this is what happens, Donnie, when you try and fuck a stranger in the ass. It's a great movie. Work of art. Ted Kaczynski, he's my favorite Pole. Alright, so, here's the thing. The door is closed for me. It's not closed for this guy. I'm assuming the game is fucked up, and if that's the case, I might just call it there. Oh, I can restart the level, though. Fuck. Who killed Captain Alex? I've watched a little bit of it, but... No, I haven't seen a huge... No, I'm not... I haven't watched the whole thing. Is it good? Lewandowski. Had an island with kids and everything. Really? That's crazy. Dude, okay. I don't think I talked about this to y'all. Or maybe I did. I can't remember. I was watching Pinocchio. I watched Pinocchio a while ago. Not the new one where he's like retarded and puts in Italy in World War I or II for some fucking reason. The old one that was like good. And fucking there's a plot point where this dude kidnaps young boys and takes them to a place called Pleasure Island, where he turns them into donkeys that he can sell. And I'm like, bro, did Disney know something? Is this what do like tinfoil hat types call it? Predictive programming? Was Pinocchio predictive programming? He kidnaps young boys and takes them to Pleasure Island so he can sell them. Like, I don't know, y'all. I've heard that. I've heard mixed things about that. I've heard that was, I don't know. I've heard mixed things. Did you guys know that Walt Disney didn't even know that World War II was going on until like a year into it? Because he was so busy with the studio and everything. Disney was a noticer. Disney was the original noticer. Maybe. That makes me like him more if he noticed. Epstein copied from Pinocchio. That's funny. Yeah, Disney's legacy is pretty fucking shitty. Sucks. Nothing can just be good anymore. It has to be like all fucked up and... Now, hear me out about the Snow White movie, though. Everybody goes on about, like, the critics' opinion not mattering, but... The critics are being worse on Snow White than the audience is. So, I don't know. Because Snow White actually has a positive audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So, like, is Snow White, like, actually the new one, like, actually good? I watched the original Snow White recently and thought it was great. Did you guys know Sergei Eisenstein, the top Soviet filmmaker, Snow White was his favorite movie of all time? He thought it was the greatest movie ever made. I was like, damn. It was pretty good. I don't know anything about the new one. Is it as bad as all of the YouTube people are telling me it is, or is it actually, like, kind of good and they just have, like, a stick up their ass? I don't know. Rachel Ziegler is kind of cute. I don't think she's, like, ugly, like everybody's saying, but, I mean, she's not, like, the most gorgeous woman ever, but... She's definitely not, like, what's-her-face, Bella Ramsey. But, I mean, honestly, I think a lot of the people, like, I don't even think it's necessarily, like, Bella Ramsey didn't get that role because of attraction, you know? Like, it's a post-apocalyptic show, so I don't really think the attraction element, like, matters all that much. Also, she's, like, what, like 18 or some shit, so it's like, I really don't care. That being said, yeah, she does look kind of fucked up, though, but, I mean, hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I look pretty fucked up, so I can't really talk. Fairy tales are mid, IMO? Yeah, well, how about this? How about you suck my cock? To me, it depends on which fairy tale and the execution of it. I don't really care about fairy tales, like, in their original form, but, like, the film. Because for me, a lot of it is, like, I really like... I just like stuff like, a lot of those older Disney movies, I didn't even, like, grow... And I'm saying this from actually a pretty, I think, objective standpoint, because I didn't grow up with most of these Disney movies. I only really started watching them recently, so I'm not even, like, a Disney adult. I'm not coming at them from, like, the perspective of, I'm a depressed... early to mid-30s millennial that is trying to grasp at their childhood because I hate my life and the system has failed me and I have failed individually independent of the system as well. Like, I'm not coming at from that perspective. I'm coming at from the perspective of someone who just really likes, like, film and just artistic expression more generally. And just, I think that, like, those films are just really great examples of kind of collaborative artistic expression. And, like I think in a lot of ways, Western animation kind of, like, at its height. That's my opinion of it anyway, though. Because so far, since I've started watching these movies, I've watched Snow White and I thought it was great. Pinocchio thought was really good. And then, is there another one I've seen, or are those... I saw Beauty and the Beast. And I thought, I'm going to keep it real. I thought Beauty and the Beast was amazing. I've never seen that movie before. Coming at it, fresh pair of eyes as a 29-year-old man. Maybe I'm a pussy for saying this. I don't care. I thought it was amazing. I was very, very, very impressed with it. And then I also saw, this isn't classical Disney animation, but I rewatched WALL-E. I haven't seen WALL-E since it came out. And as when it came out, I also thought that was a very amazing movie. John Carpenter should direct Disney movies. He should just direct something before he fucking croaks. Dude's like, what, like pushing 80 or some shit now? Come on, Johnny boy. I know you got at least one more in you. Stop smoking weed and playing video. Well, John Carpenter's been making some pretty baller-ass albums, though. I'll say that. His albums are really good. I actually got his album, Lost Tapes, in 2015 when it first came out, and I was, like, listening to it on repeat when I had just gotten a job working the night shift at Kroger. And, damn, I was 19 when that happened. Jesus. That was 10 years ago, and it feels like it was fucking 100. That's wild. What? This isn't working. It didn't work. The Thing is a fucking masterpiece. The Thing is one of the greatest movies ever made. I've already said this before. I'll say it again. I will argue with people this. I think Halloween is the best movie ever made. 1979 Halloween. I don't think that's ever going to be surpassed, y'all. That is the only movie I've ever watched where every single time I watch it, it feels like I'm seeing it for the first time again. This fucking cocksucker can suck my dick and eat my ass out. Have you seen the Meat Canyon video about Disney adults? I haven't. Maleficent? I haven't watched it. I haven't watched any of the newer Disney live action stuff, mostly because I just haven't had time to, and I heard a lot of it wasn't really that great. But I've heard that some of them were pretty good, and I'll watch the ones that I've heard are pretty good. I like to try and be open-minded about movies. I don't like to... I don't go into a movie thinking, I'm going to fucking hate this. It is garbage. I hope everyone who made this dies in a fire. Like, that's not how I approach movies. I'm like, I approach every movie like I want to enjoy this because I really just like art and shit like that. And I also like falling in lava. Spy Kids 3D. Fun fact, Spy Kids was directed by Robert Rodriguez, who also did fucking From Dusk Till Dawn and Machete. If that's not directorial range, I don't know what is. Maleficent is that's Sleeping Beauty, right? She's the baddie from Sleeping Beauty, right? I heard Sleeping Beauty was mid. I heard a lot of people say, yeah, out of all the classic Disney movies, that's not the greatest one. I was like, damn, really? That's the one that, like, is referenced all the fucking time. Do not tell me. Do not fuck with me right now. Army of Darkness is very good. And as we've established, it is the best isekai. Although I like the generic names answer where he said the best isekai is burning in hell for your sins. I like that one a lot. That's a good one. Maybe Army of Darkness is the second best isekai in that case. I don't know. It requires further... Bro! Always smarter. You're on thin ice right now, buddy. You might want to change your tune real fucking quick. I know people, so be careful. I don't think it aged like milk at all. I think it aged like... what's something that ages really well? Don't say fine wine, because I'm not into that. I drink whiskey, not wine, because I don't have a vagina. How do you kill this dickhead? I'm just gonna... It's not working. Bro! Oh, man, Halloween, man. What's a slasher that you like, then? We got a dude on Discord with ties to Adam Waffen. In my Discord? Ask him why Adam Waffen claims to be, like, base neo-Nazis, and then they're all, like, twinks. Halloween is okay! Y'all. Okay. See how it is. Audience is a bunch of fucking plebeians! Let's see how it is. Okay. Well, when the day comes, none of you will survive. That's all I'll say. I fucked myself. Terrifier? I've never seen Terrifier. Lasagna ages pretty well? Okay, yeah, then it ages like lasagna. Cheese does not age well. Lasagna doesn't age well either. Does it? Yeah, this game is absolutely going last. I'm putting this game in the fucking Shadow Realm, brother. God, it's 4. I just want to beat it. I'm so close to the end, too. Alright, I have a new strat. It's called Don't do what I've been doing that keeps getting me killed. You guys think it sounds viable? I think... Okay, hang on. I'm gonna bait this bitch. Where is he? Where's this bitch? Where's this bitch? Come on, bitch. Where the fuck is he? Come on, you fucking bitch. Oh, there he is. Son of a whore in my ass. Oh my god, I want to kill myself. Okay, hang on. Peyton? Who's Peyton? Who the fuck is Peyton? Who is Peyton? Tell me who Peyton is. I want to know. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is really good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is probably one of the best horror movies ever made. Top 5 horror movies for me. Number 1, Halloween. Number 2, The Thing. Number 3, Night of the Living Dead. Number 4, Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 5, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's kind of a hard thing to narrow down because I've seen like 8,200,000 horror movies, but those are the 5 big ones for me. Okay, here's a new strat. I'm just gonna fucking run past this asshole. I don't fucking care. I don't care. Whatever gay shit he's doing, he can do. Where does this go? What? Whatever. Anyway, whatever gay shit he's doing, it just. I need to kill him for the key, don't I? He needs to die. He needs to be dead. He needs to be dead for the key. That's so fucked. I've got it. Hang on. Relocate. I have an idea. I need to go to the area where I have the home field advantage. It's called right here. Oh, no, don't you run from me, you whore! Guys, I figured it out. Guys, I figured it out. I fucking figured it out, man. I figured it out. I figured it out. Figured it out. I'm really I hope we go invade Canada. I don't want Canada to be a new state. And I don't really have anything against, like, the Canadian people at all. I actually think that Canada being a 51st state would be, like, a horrible idea. But there's just this part of me that just has this desire for meaningless war. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what we need more of. Rank A24 movies? I've only seen, like, 2. I've seen The Witch. I can't even remember what other A24 movies I've seen. But I definitely haven't seen enough to warrant ranking them. I need to see more, though. I've heard a lot of them are good. I know a lot of people liked Hereditary. I know a lot of people liked Midsommar, however the hell you pronounce it. I know a lot of people liked, what was it called? Lamb. So, there's definitely some more that I want to check out, but... Was the Green Knight A24? Or was that A24 mid? Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that, but like I said, I haven't seen enough of their movies to really, I think, warrant... What? Yeah, the military isn't a joke. They've helped us since World War II. I don't care. I want to kill them all. Violently. Whoa! That's so cool! He's got bee stings and blood and shit on his hands! That's badass! That's so fucking cool! Oh my god, it's a shotgun! That's so fucking cool! That's enough to almost make me start liking this game. Unfortunately, however. Oh, they're like locusts? Are these like locusts or wasps? Gam flashing? Shit! Oh, it's because I have 2 things on. Yeah, I'm a dumbass. I apologize, y'all. Bioshock B Plasmid? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I remember seeing that on G4 back in the day, that trailer, and being like, that's fucking cool. I need to play this game. And then I never did. My friend actually got me both of the old Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2 for Christmas because he wants me to make a video on them. I'm like, ha ha! Waste of money! I do plan to make a video on them at some point. It's just I don't have time to make videos. I'm sure at some point. Maybe when the Doge cuts start affecting state workers instead of federals, I'll have time. But until then, streaming it is. What do you mean I sound ironic? Silence of the Lambs is really good. Can I give a really hipster opinion? I liked Manhunter better than Silence of the Lambs, though. Thanks. Silence of the Lambs is a great movie. It's amazing. But Manhunter, I just love the atmosphere and the visuals of it. What? But yeah, I prefer Manhunter. But it is, you know, Silence of the Lambs is one of the all-time greats, though. Yeah, I hope I don't get cut. Because, you know, I kind of like having, like, money. Because my old job was, like, not really providing that. Not really of any fault of the owner. Because, you know, he didn't really have a lot to work with because of how fucked up everything got. But anyway, I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, you know, I mean, I don't really plan to, like, I mean, I'm going to stay at this job for a while, but, like, I don't plan to, like, live there, if that makes any sense. I have higher ambitions that I'm never going to achieve, but I can try. Vertical impalement and quartering. What's quartering again? Is that where they, like, cut your guts out or some shit? I mean, vertical impalement is, like, instantaneous, though, because it goes through your brain. So, I'd say quartering would probably be worse. Also, I don't really like his videos, either. Probably should have saved my B shotgun, Locust shotgun for these guys. Join the AWD? No, I'm not trans, or gay, or twink. They have cool propaganda. They have a cool art style, but am I a Fed? Yeah. No, I'm a state. I'm a state, actually. I work a very low-level position in a state job. I'm really only a government worker by technicality, honestly. But it is like a state job. Like, I get paid from tax dollars. This is fucking torture. God damn it. God damn it. I'm just gonna go up there and I'm gonna stuff things in his asshole. Fuck me in the titty taint. I don't have bees, locusts, whatever. Hang on, let me... What? Just hit me. Just hit me. What's hitting me? Oh, it's a fucker. Wait, he's dead. What? What is happening? How in the hell... I just barely made that. Did you guys know that first-person platforming is a sin? There's a papal encyclical about it, too. I think it was from Pope Francis. He said, FPS platforming is a sin, is the language of the devil, and if you put it in your game, you're going to hell. Exact quotes. Oh, yeah, new Pope. He's American. He seems pretty cool. I like that. He's from Chicago. He's from Chi-Town. You guys think he's ever done any drive-bys? Wouldn't that be wild? Pope's done drive-bys? Dude, that'd be crazy. 4chan got BTFO by Snarky Snappy. What? What in the hell are you talking about, brother? Just another diddler? No. Fun fact, you're more likely to get raped by a school teacher than you are a Catholic priest by, like, a lot. Anyway, I'm curious to see how this guy's going to differ from Francis, what direction he takes things. Serpent's Tongue. Man, y'all motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers. Impalement usually kills people via sepsis. Well, if it's vertical impalement, well, for me, it's just like, does it go through your head? Because if it goes through your head, you're fine. You're gone. You don't know anything. Now, if it goes through just your torso, but not your head, yeah, that's probably kind of rough. Newspeak. Oh, that's what you mean. 1984. Is this literally 1984, the calendar? Can I be done with this game within the next 30 minutes, by the way? That'd be really cool. Four horses pulling at your four limbs. Yeah. Ooh. Mmm. Oh, I forgot Ex Machina was A24. I've seen Ex Machina. It was alright. But I just shit myself. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Best dystopian novel? Turner Divers. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I haven't really read a whole heap and helping of dystopian novels. I have 1984 and Fahrenheit 451 back there behind me. I need to read them, but I haven't yet. I'm trying to think what fucking books have I even read recently. It's not really strictly dystopian, but that one book that I talked about a while ago, The Left Hand of Darkness, was kind of dystopian. I thought that was a pretty good book. Oh my word. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't save the big-titted bitchy. The big, whatever. The big-titted bitchy. I'm tired, man. I'm tired, and this game is doing things to my soul. Alright, gonna hit him with the hammer 100 times. It's not working. What? Please have health. Didn't have. Oh, it did have health. Come on, fucker! My god, he's not dying. He changed up his attack pattern. I like that. I just want to beat this fucking game, man. Audiobooks? Yeah, that shit pisses me off. I think audiobooks are an instrument of the devil in GL. Is there like... I'm gonna come back to this guy. I want to get like ammo or some bullshit. What? That's a door. Fahrenheit 1984. Aneurysm 4. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that game. I need to check that out. My favorite dystopia is the one we live in. I think that's a pretty good, I think that's a pretty good one. You bitch ass. I'm gonna eat you. 'Cause you're an ass. Listen to the 1984 audiobook? Oh man, you're cooked, brother. Listen to audiobooks? I don't know, man. It might be too late. I know that you have like a well-paying job, but I think it's over. I know that you have a well-paying job that makes you a lot of money in your early 20s, but it's over, bro. It's over. Project 2025. Project anything, man. It's been dystopia for like fucking what? Like since the mid-2000s. Since the Patriot Act. Ooh, this is what I need. I mean, hell, honestly, I'd say NAFTA, Patriot Act. 2025. We're all going to hell. Alright, now I just gotta find... Nah, the WEF dystopia. That too. That's all. We're all... Where's this bitch? What? What the fuck? What's rapid fire? Well, now he's a bitch. He doesn't have a head. Holy shit. Does he die at any fucking point? I mean, the motherfucker has no head. It's hard to do things without one. I know, I've tried. Oh my god. He never dies. It's like that Henry Rollins. You just gotta bitch about it and then it happens. That's one thing I've learned in my life. If you just bitch about it, the universe provides. Anyway, thank fucking God. Since September 11, yeah, pretty much. Patriot Act, that's what I'm talking about. NAFTA, which fucked up our economy. Patriot Act, which fucked up our everything else. 08 recession, which further fucked up our economy. It's just great, man. I love it. I really love living in 2025. I mean, I guess it's better than living in, like, the Black Plague era, so got that going for us. Wow, now I've got, like, a lot of ammo. You bitch. Oh my word. So where was this damn door that I was looking for earlier? We got like a key for it. Someone tell me where it is. Because I'm lost as shit. Oh my god, please let this be the last level. I'm fucking begging you. I'm gonna kill myself. Well, see you, Nones. Thanks for joining, bud. Hope you have a good rest. All that fancy shit. Okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get him. We're gonna kill Anubis. shit. You're bitches. I'm hyper-focused on this. Because I know that if the last boss is any indication, it's going to take 12 hours of shooting this guy. Wait a minute. It's not what I need in my life. Because those are really good. Well, I have some. Most base lefty group? I don't know. Give me a second. I'm currently occupied. Honestly, I do think the ACP is kind of based. The, what's that German thing called? The Sarah Wagen Connect Alliance? I kind of like them. There are so fucking many skellies, bruv. I just want to kill Anubis, bro. God damn it, all the hell. Who else is a base lefty group? Well, honestly, that PFLP QRS thing that you linked earlier seemed pretty based. I like the Kurds in Rojava. The Kurds in Rojava are kind of cool. Holy fuck. He takes 80 billion fucking hits. This is obscene. Oh my god, he's dead all of a sudden. There are so many fucking skeletons! This is going to be a nightmare. What are you meant? Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck. Jesus, cunt fucking Christ. It's absurd. No, I want to die so badly. Okay. New plan. It's called just use hammer. Hammer doesn't work. I know fucking about Anubis. He can eat my ass. Which destroy lefty Reddit or psyops? Psyops, because well, I mean lefty Reddit is a psyop. Okay. There are so many goddamn skellies, bruv. Did they not fucking playtest this shit? I want to die. They die in one hit, right? I don't have enough. Oh my god. Why are there 80 billion fucking skellies? Ugh! I killed the guy. Just let me beat the game. Jesus Christ, man. I killed the main guy. Just let me, please. 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 Please, bro. Please. Bro! Let me beat the game, bro! Oh my god, I did it. I don't. Just let me go. Alright, everyone. That was Scarab. I never... Bye. Okay. Now, let's rank all of these games that I've played them. Alright, so... Oh, man, my voice is like... Oh, man, my voice is getting hoarse. Oh, no. Tier maker. Opinions on Nazbols? Some of them are pretty based. I'm not really... I still think Marxism is kind of a dead end, and I don't know if combining it with, like, turbo-nationalism makes it any better, but there are some Nazbols I like. Some of them can be pretty based. That's pretty much it. That's what I think of it. Make a template. Alright, I already have a couple of these files downloaded. I think it was this one. Oh, shit. Alright, why do I keep opening up my gay porn? Okay. I just gotta download, what were they called again? Oh, Dead Trash. Dead Trash. Scarab. So that's not what I want. Game. Alright. Can you make a tier list of each day in September? No, I'm not gonna fucking do that. Don't ever ask me that again. I'll ban you instantly. Hey, by the way, you guys want to know something cool? I have ad blocker, and it's still, there's ads. And not only that, it says it's blocking 150 ads on this page. So that's pretty neat. I'm gonna kill myself. Alright, so let's start from chronological order. Flash the Blade X, I'm gonna say is B. Humble Beginnings is pretty fun. Reverend is A. Reverend was kind of an improvement. Reaper was C. It wasn't terrible, but it was kind of boring. DOSMan in space, I'm going to put an S. I had a lot of fun with that game. I thought it was really good. Satan, I'm going to put an S. I had a lot of fun with this game. I thought it was really good. Dead Trash, I'm putting an S. I think this one was the absolute best of all of them. It was very, very good. It was very, very fun. I like the graphics. I like the atmosphere. I love the music. The aesthetics of it were cool. I was really, really into it. Dead Trash, number one. I'll play it. Scarab. Yeah, let's go in D. I got lost a lot. The bosses were annoying. I mean, there were some things that were cool. I did like the atmosphere. The music was pretty good. It had a neat little tone. I don't want to shit on it because I don't want the dudes who made it to, like, feel bad because I know they're probably going to watch this. And, you know, honestly, maybe it is just a skill issue. Maybe I'm just fucking bad. I fully acknowledge that. But just based on my personal subjective experience, I thought this was the weakest one, honestly. Maybe just Egypt shit. Because I didn't really like Serious Sam either. So maybe that's it. I don't know. But I do think Egypt is kind of cool, but I don't know, whatever. So that's final things. S tier, DOSMan Space, Satan, Dead Trash, A tier, Reverend, B tier, Flash the Blade X, C tier, Reaper, D tier, Scarab. That's what we got. That is all the tier rankings for the DOSMan games. The bug shotgun was really cool. I just wish that you got it before the game was over. Anyway, yeah, so thanks to DOSMan for let me show you all their Steam store page. Oh, they made this? Oh, that makes me feel worse. I thought it was random people. Oh no, they're definitely not gonna give me any more keys. Oh no, whatever. They're still cool guys. Anyway, yeah. Get all of these games, even Scarab. I'd recommend it because maybe you'll like it and it was just me. I don't know. Yeah, just fucking buy all these games, man. Y'all, they're all like $3. I'm gonna pull what was that chick's name? Invader V. If you can watch my stream, you totally have enough money to spend on these games. So don't be a broke boy. I wish I had tits. That'd be convincing. Yeah, anyway, these are good dudes. They're doing God's work. I'm looking forward to whatever they develop or publish next. They got some stuff in the pipeline that I'm sure will be cool. I like the key art for Scarab. I'll say that. It's kind of cute. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks a lot, DOSMan, for the 7 fucking keys. I really appreciate it. USS Liberty, DOSMan. DOSMan, don't do it. Don't do a USS Liberty game. Do a Maoist Rebel game, though. Maoist Rebel game would be kind of cool. Anyway, that's my spiel. I will be back on probably, I'm going to say today's Wednesday, right? No. Yeah. Is today Wednesday or Thursday? Well, I guess now it's... Oh my god, it's Friday? I thought it was Wednesday. Okay, so I'll probably be back on... I'll be back on Monday. How about that? I'll be back on Monday. I'll be streaming, probably... Is this game out of early access yet? This game out of early access? It's still in early access. It's still in fucking early access. I hate seeing this shit. When is the full launch? When's the full launch? When's the full launch? When's the full launch? I don't know, whatever. Okay, so I'll probably be streaming this game. If I can find it. If I can find it. Soul Slinger, Envoy of Death. It's 32 goddamn gigs. Oh my word. Whatever. Oh no, it has mostly positive reviews. Oh no. It looks very Unreal Engine. What's the average playtime on it? Ooh, this is not looking good. Well, average playtime is not super long, so whatever. If it's good or bad, we won't be stuck on it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it, y'all. I hope y'all had fun. Despite appearances, I also had fun. And, yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it there. So, also, real quick, let me post. I have a. Ah, fuck it. I'll do it. I have a Discord link somewhere. Just go into one of my old video descriptions, and it should work. And if it doesn't, just message me on Discord. It's just Zombie Hobo 49. And you can come into the super cool server where people post schizo shit all the time. And yeah, other than that, I'm going to go ahead and call it. So, yeah.